Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Miggity mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome back to the Random Show. 222 the Random Show. The Random Show with I, your host, Agostina Zinga. This is episode number 420. Episode number 420. Even though it's a bit hacky, even though it's a bit cliche, I do kind of wish I had a joint right now to smoke to celebrate 420. I really do wish I had a joint right now to celebrate 420, but unfortunately, I did not, because I'm focused on my working out. I'm focused on my gym. I'm focused on that transformation picture I'm going to post at the end of July. I'm focused on it. It's 2 months late because it should have been in April, but still we're going to get it done. I'm focused on that. But I wish I did have a joint. I wish I had one, but regardless, if I don't anyway, those of you who are smoking, have a little toke for me. Have a little inhale for me. Have a little inhale for me, okay? Big up everybody tuning in. It's episode number 420 of the Random Show. This is day number 5 of 31. Day number 5 of 31. Thank you for tuning in with me once more. I appreciate every single one of you that's here. For those of you out there in the States, condolences. For those of you out there in the States, condolences. You know, it's looking like a fucking sad, nerve-wracking, worrisome, annoying weekend, and further dates coming forward with the confirmation that your dear president has decided to bomb Iran. Well, I said nuclear sites, right? I think he's bombed some nuclear sites. I shouldn't be getting too excited because it's probably likely that our fucking prime minister, Keir Starmer, will probably get us involved too, which is going to be fucking annoying. But I think a lot of people in the States are waking up to the fact that this Trump guy isn't really who he said he was, isn't it? He sold himself on being quite anti-war, wasn't he? That was one of the main things a lot of people were voting for him for, right? The whole anti-war thing, the kind of isolationism, but not really, you know, isolationism, not really. He's gotten right involved with this Iran thing. Essentially, they've made up a boogeyman, haven't they? They've made up the whole thing about the assassination attempts. They're trying to make it seem like those were like some sort of deep state Iranian plot or something to take out Trump. That guy on the rooftop that pricked his ear, or that grazed his ear, allegedly was an Iranian cell agent or something. Come on, man. Americans aren't that dumb. Even Trump's base aren't gonna fucking believe that one. So yeah, they tried to sell the lie. The lie didn't work, so Trump said, fuck it. No more explaining. Boom. They tried to lie. They tried to fucking, make up an entire story as to why Iran needed to be wiped off the face of the earth. As in why they need a regime change, as to why America had to be a police. And then no one believed it. So he just went, you know what? Here's the button. So I think it's unfortunate because as much as I don't like Trump as a human being, it is kind of heartbreaking when people that support him, like for like good reasons, valid reasons, are now waking up to the fact that he's not the guy they thought they were. You know, the same thing happened with Barack Obama towards the end. You know, with the amount of drone strikes and shit, you're like, fucking hell, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, who's that guy? Politicians always do that to you, man. Politicians always end up disappointing you. Never put your faith in politicians. Maybe, get involved locally in terms of local politics, but when it comes to fucking presidents and prime ministers and stuff, they're going to do what they're going to do, man. They're going to do what they're going to do. Whatever favors them, whatever lines their pockets, they're going to do. So, get involved locally with your politics in your community. Obviously, hang out there with your other people from your community too. Maybe race, whatever else it may be. Do right by your friends and your family. And that's all you can hope for, because if you put your faith in politicians, you put your faith in presidents, you put your faith in parties, like, come on, man. They're finna disappoint you 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. They're gonna let you down in a big fucking way. Can you imagine if you're like a hardened fucking MAGA person? Can you imagine if you're a MAGA person, how you must feel now? Trump like dragged you, kicking and screaming, into another war. has dragged you kicking and screaming into another war. Can you imagine? You can't buy a house. You're struggling to find a job. You're seeing ICE agents beating up American citizens, right? You're seeing ICE agents beating up American citizens in the case of a mistaken identity. All of these, like for instance, this whole ICE thing, right? Because I don't follow this stuff. I just pick up stuff I see on social media. But with this ICE stuff, right? Has there been one arrest of like a prominent MS-13 person? You know that whole, because I think one of the main pushes that Trump was leading with, which again was a bit strange. I felt like the main message I kept hearing about the ICE
powerful bunch.
Abe Martinez, a picture of you.
Rather support war than turning kids trans.
To be fair, I wonder if a lot of Americans would agree with that. It's a fucking horrible choice, to be fair. It's a horrible choice, right? What would you rather? What would you rather? Have drag queens read nursery rhymes to your children in school? Or have president after president, no matter what color tie they're wearing, engaging in war, taking part in war, dragging you kicking and screaming into war? You know, re-emphasizing the fact that America is the global police force. What would you actually rather? What would you actually rather? Huh? What would you actually rather? To be fair, I think the whole fucking drag queen in nursery things was really overblown anyway. They really made it seem as if like these drag queens were like, I don't know, pinning the kids down onto the floor and doing all sorts of madness. Yes, it's probably not the greatest thing to see optics wise, your kids, right? But I don't think your kids are. Do kids really? Whatever. I guess it's different when you have children. I was thinking, do kids even associate drag queens with what adults associate drag queens with, or do they just think that's just someone in a crazy outfit wearing makeup? Do they actually think of it? You know what I mean? But I guess if you're a parent, you don't want your kid to even see that sort of shit. You want your kid to be, because that's the thing. When you grow up, right? Because I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I don't know what it is now, but when I was a kid, I remember there weren't that many kids that weren't allowed to do sexual education. You know? I don't know how it is in America, but when I was in school, there wasn't a lot of kids that were not allowed to do sex ed. Most of their parents signed a waiver, punishment slip. Maybe one or two super religious people, like Muslims and stuff, might opt out of it, but most parents did allow their kids to take part in sex ed. But I wonder how it is nowadays. I wonder if nowadays parents are like, nah, no way. You know, because they don't know what the fuck they're going to be showing them in that class. You know what I mean? You run a risk, innit? You run a risk. You don't know what they're going to show.
Powerful bunch.
The B-2 bomber comes from White Man Air Base.
Yeah, exactly. Big up, ADC. Oh. Big up Ed Martinez, bro. I would bang a sexy trans, but I'm not okay with them trying to recruit them for a young age. That's a good point. Big up Ed Martinez. Yes, when I was a kid, we knew a person was gay. We just didn't have the words for it. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. You probably knew in your head what was going on. You probably had an understanding what they were, but or what kind of lifestyle they led, but you didn't really have to put it into words. You didn't really think about it much apart from what you saw, you know? So I guess parents don't want that to be like a prevailing thought. You want your kids to be kids. But I remember the sex ed thing when in recent years becoming a big deal, man. Especially in the UK, sex ed was a big deal. It was a real fucking hot button topic that split a lot of parents. And the funniest thing is I found, I don't know about you guys if you agree, the parents who were the most against sex education in schools were also the parents that weren't exactly open talking about that sort of stuff with their kids in their own homes. So you don't want your kids to learn about sexual education in school, right? Which would maybe save them in the future. Maybe prevent them from getting sexually transmitted diseases. Might fucking make them more responsible when it comes to having intercourse and all that sort of shit. But then you won't teach them in court. But then you're against that because they might put thoughts in their head that you don't want. But then you're not doing the teaching at home. Then when your kid runs outside and wants to escape your shackles and get some, and gets involved in some things they're not meant to get involved in, all of a sudden you're fucking upset. It's so weird, man. If you're not going to let the school do it, then you better do it at home. I don't know why parents think they can just figure it out. Like, I'd hate for my kid to figure out sex education via a fucking tablet or some fucking donut kid in class. Like, I keep telling you, like that guy, I keep telling you, man, that guy I was a neighbor with, like, thank God I was like a sensible kid. I was never fucking gassed or anything. I think the only time, actually, weirdly enough, the only time where I could get maybe a little bit gassed or feel somewhat inadequate was when it came to education. Because I always thought myself as an intelligent person. So whenever I didn't really get the grades that would kind of match up to how I thought myself in my head, or whenever I was in a class and I felt like I was really slow and I was maybe not the smartest one in the group, that would make me feel inadequate. I'll feel a little bit like I'd left behind, and I really try really hard to revise and get better. But I never really felt inadequate when it came to girls and stuff and all that stuff. I didn't really buy into the gas. But that neighbor I had was fucking bad mind. You know what I mean? He was out here humping a fucking pillow, making me feel like he was getting action at like 10 years old. So imagine if you're a kid growing up, your parents don't want to talk to you about sex ed, and you got a kid you're living with next door, next to your neighbor, your next neighbor's kid is like telling your kid that he's smashing at 10 to kind of look like a fucking bad boy. But in reality, he's not. He's humping the pillow. But then your son doesn't know that because he's naive and he's not educated about it, certain shit. And then he thinks he needs to start going smashing as well. And then here he goes, trying to lose his fucking virginity at fucking 11. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, man, like, kids are awful, bro. I don't know why it gets in my head. I was thinking about that. Like, why the fuck was that kid humping a pillow? Number one, why was I outside the window, right? Why was I fucking looking outside the window like a fucking peeping Tom? That's a whole nother topic, right? I'm in the wrong too, right? I was there on the fucking window, you know what I mean? Peeping over, trying to see if I can see a fucking tit. When in actuality, this kid was under a fucking duvet humping a pillow. John, wherever you are, John, I'm never going to forget that story. And if I ever go on stage and do stand-up one time or whatever, some sort of speech, I'm going to mention it. Wherever you are, John, if this clip ever finds you, I'm never going to forget that story. You're forgiven. Wherever you are, you're forgiven. But I'm never going to forget that story. I'm always going to fucking mention it. You're a fucking weirdo. And so am I. And so am I, man. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Big up John. Yeah, probably behind bars. If he's behind bars, free John. Free John. Free John. Free John. Big up Ason. When I was a kid, we would play tackle football. Girls would jump rope and do hand claps. There would always be one or two boys with girls. It seemed normal. Yeah, fair. To be fair, I think maybe because I grew up in a poor neighborhood, but I feel like maybe I keep saying, I think there's a lot of correlations and similarities between people that grow up rich and really poor. I think when you grow up in poor neighborhoods, people lie a lot, you know, because their realities are kind of shit. So it wouldn't surprise me if some kid told me that went to a really expensive boarding school in like Austria or some shit, that they had a similar upbringing as mine, and they had a kid also in his class or his school that would lie about fingering girls, about being with girls, about kissing girls. I'm sure there will be. But where I grew up, there was a lot of people that lied about that sort of shit. Lied. So hard. It was so, or they would fuck you over. Like one guy fucked me over. There was this one girl that I kind of liked when I was in school. Nothing happened, but it was always kind of friendly and shit. And then oh yeah, it was a bully in the school actually. It was a bully in the school that fucked me over. So it was doubly fucked because everyone was scared of him. But then you also put out this fucking shitty rumor that wasn't true. So I liked this girl, and then I guess we all arranged to go to the park. Her best friend, my best friend, we all went to the park together. And I think I might have been like 13 or something, right? I think I was 13, 14. Her best friend, my best friend, we went to the park. We were in there playing on the swings, fucking falling around, doing that weird kiddie flirting thing where like you're pushing each other and you're holding onto each other and you're pushing, you're holding, yeah, right? But nothing's happening. But I'm fucking super excited, right? I'm super excited. And then what do I see when I fucking turn my head to the left? Coming over the hill. I see the fucking bully. Coming over the hill with his boys. They're coming over the hill with his boys, but I'm like, oh no. And as they come over, like, you know, girls don't understand things. Guys know in the stream chat. Girls don't get wagwan. Like, guys know what's happening. So me and my friend were like, fuck. But the girls were excited to see him. Oh my God, that's that guy from school. Hey, whatever the guy's name is. Huh? You know what I mean? They were like excited. Or like, oh yeah, like more people to play. And me and my friend were like, fuck, man. We could have got a little tongue wrestling done today, man. We could have sort some spit with these girls. Now this, fuck. So they come over, and obviously the mood completely changes. Me and my friend kind of go into our shells because we're like, you know, we get bullied by this guy every day in school. And then eventually we feel awkward and we leave. And the girl's like, no, just stay. What's wrong? Just stay. And we're like, so we both leave. We both go home and, you know, moodily go home and just play our video games. The next day we go back to school, and for some reason, everyone hears about this story. Everyone hears that we were in the park. It's like the talk of the school. And then by lunchtime, so it goes from everyone hearing what we were in the park with his girls. By lunchtime, a rumor starts, and again, this is school, and how Chinese Whisper starts. A rumor starts that I said, me, right? A rumor starts that I said one of the girls that I liked sucked my dick. Which I didn't say, categorically didn't say. And obviously, it went back to that girl and she found out. And then obviously, you know, it turned into a big thing. And she hated me from then on, like hated my guts. And it was so fucking crazy. Because the person that put the rumor out was a bully. So what are you meant to do? The bully guy that you're scared of tells the whole school that this girl sucked your dick when you didn't say that. But then you can't go up to him because he's just going to beat you up. You just have to swallow it. And that day I decided to go buy a gun. That was the day I decided guns are good. That's the day I decided I was a fan of firearms. On that day, I decided firearms are fucking great. It's a great equalizer. This guy put out a shitty rumor about me. This girl now hates me. I'm gonna get the strap. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, exactly. AZ blaming the team again. Big up, big up, big up. Big up. Did you ask him if he had a gun? Blaming the team. Bro, but do you know how mad it is to like have like at that age like to like, because that's like real life kind of like not even blocking, that's like real life blocking, maybe to have a girl that you were like kind of into who like kind of liked you as well and didn't mind flirting back and shit, and then on a dime she just hated you, like hated my I don't think I spoke to her again after that day. I'm not gonna lie, I think that was the last time I ever spoke to her. She completely hated my guts, and every time I kept trying to argue my point that I didn't say it, it just made it seem like I said it more. And then I've also got this thing where I don't like explaining myself. I don't like pleading my case or sounding like I'm fucking begging. So I just thought, you know what, cool, innit? If you believe that, you believe that. And I just kind of left it going. Maybe if I would have gone back a day later and been like, hey, apologetic and stuff, she probably would have talked to me again. But just out of pride, I couldn't, you know, after I said sorry 3 times and I've told you I didn't say it. If you don't believe me, then, you know, let's just go our separate ways. But wow, man, the bully scummed me, man. The bully scummed me in school. The bully scummed me. That's clever though, because most bullies take your money, beat you up, embarrass you. I mean, like I've never heard of a bully doing that sort of stuff. Like, you know, spreading malicious rumors about you, saying you said something you didn't say, sabotaging you. You know what I mean? Because maybe he liked the girl, or maybe even more sadistic, maybe more Machiavellian. Maybe that bully didn't even like the girl. He just liked to see me suffer. That's fucking good. That's a good fucking bully there, mate. Psychological warfare bully. Fuck all the putting your head into the fucking toilet like an American high school movie, taking your lunch money. Nah, fuck all that shit. Psychological warfare, mate. Psyop shit. Fair play to that bully. Fair play to that blood clot bully. Cool. Enough of my reminiscing. Let's get into the show. Joe Rogan, bro Rogan is out here still talking about COVID. This nigga won't shut the fuck up about COVID. So I'm asking you, my dear viewers, listeners, chatters, when will Rogan ever stop talking about COVID? Or has it hurt him so irreparably that he will take this slight, he will take this moment in history to his grave and not ever stop mentioning it?
And barely getting by.
That's the same thing with music, though, about the 10-year deal, you know, the 10,000 hour thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it.
I think it's probably almost everything.
Yeah. Anything.
Almost everything.
Anything you dedicate yourself to. You know, you like Noam Chomsky?
Yeah, sure.
You ever
I like
seen
old Noam Chomsky.
yeah.
I listened to him today. I'm like, Jesus, stop talking.
Yeah, he's popping off, isn't he?
Well, he just went the COVID vaccine stuff. He was out of his fucking mind. He wanted people to be isolated and quarantined and taken away from society if they weren't willing to take this fucking experimental shit that turned out to
I
not
haven't
even
kept
work.
up with him in recent years.
Well, he's old, right? And old people, unfortunately, also, he's an academic.
Also, what's this thing about COVID? The vaccine doesn't work. Who said that? Experimental. I know it's experimental. I know it was rushed. But what's this conspiracy theory that the vaccine doesn't work at all, categorically? It's not a fucking. It's not an immunity thing, right? If you get the vaccine, it doesn't mean you're never going to get COVID, but it does reduce your chances of getting it, and it does reduce the spread of it. No, that was the whole point of the vaccine. And judging by the decrease in numbers of deaths, isn't that true? Is there a conspiracy theory? People, someone educate me in the stream chat. Is there a conspiracy theory that exists that says the vaccine just doesn't work and it's a placebo or something? What?
So academics tend to trust experts in whatever field they're in, and if he doesn't have an understanding, like he.
Do you understand how insane that line is? Academics tend to trust experts, as opposed to what? Who should we trust? Podcasters. What? What an insane line. Academics tend to trust experts as if it's a bad thing.
Old people, unfortunately, also, he's an academic, so academics tend to trust experts in whatever field they're in, and if he.
Maybe what he meant to say is that older people trust experts, especially in whatever field they're in, but are sometimes not willing to be, not open to new information. Maybe that's what he means. Maybe Noam Chomsky is not open to new information outside of the expert fields of biology because he's an older person and he feels like a person has expertise in one area. That's who he needs to listen to and nothing else. But he didn't say that. He said listening to experts is like a weird thing. Hey yo, big up Ashley Cummins in the chat. Wagwan, big up Big AC in the chat. Big up Ashley Cummins in the chat. Bang your chest, darling. Honestly, Rogan is insane.
Well, he's old, right? And old people, unfortunately, also, he's an academic, so academics tend to trust experts in whatever field they're in, and if he doesn't have an understanding, like he has a deep understanding of how compromised people are politically by money, you know, and he's written some brilliant work on essentially the way the media is compromised and the way, you know, politics are compromised. I don't think he applied that same skepticism towards the pharmaceutical industrial complex.
Which is strange.
Well, people have their blind spots.
Yeah.
Said without a shred of irony. Said without a shred of irony. People have their blind spots. My nigga, what about you and your blind spots? What about you? You are a blind spot. Look at your head. You are a spot. You are a punto. You are a fucking punto. You are a spot about blind spots. Look at you. Look at you, Rogan.
We all do.
And they trust experts. And if he, you know, he's got experts that are academics and he trusts them. And also he's old.
Honestly, what is this thing about not trusting experts? Like, what is this like what is this like podcast, this anti-intellectualism podcast in intellectualism? What is going on right now? Because it's weird, because these podcasters are anti-intellectual or anti-experts, but then they also think of themselves as very smart. That's a weird thing. How could you be anti-expert, but then you think you're very intelligent, but then you're not very well versed in the field that the expert is well versed in? Surely it should be more down the sense of like, hey, I question commonly held beliefs. I'm not wedded to these beliefs. I'm open to new bits of information. I'll explore things. But it doesn't mean, oh, whatever experts say is just eradicate it, remove it, because they've been they learned about this through an educational institute. They maybe work for a big corporation. They maybe work for big pharma. So that completely voids their fucking opinion or knowledge or expertise in every given field. But you, Mr. Podcaster guy who reads PDFs online and listens to other podcasters and watches random YouTube videos, or takes Instagram posts with fucking bold black font as fucking gospel. You're the person I should be listening to.
And old people get real scared of diseases. They get real scared because they know how fucking.
Does this happen? To be fair, this is similar to all our parents, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie. This is similar to all our parents. Sometimes your parents will say something and you'll be like, you open it, you'll be like, what? Doesn't that apply to you? But you never dare to say it. You'll never dare, especially me, I'll never dare say it to my parents because I'll get a fucking shoe thrown on my head. But sometimes your parents will say something and you'll be like, huh? Doesn't that apply to you? Shouldn't you be holding up the mirror? My dear mummy, dear daddy. But you don't ever say it. This is the same sort of thing. Everything he's saying right now applies to himself.
Vulnerable they are. All the people that I knew that were old had the craziest reaction to COVID. Terrified. Even my own parents tried to talk them through some of this stuff. They didn't want to hear it. They only wanted to listen to doctors. They want
oh, God forbid Joe Rogan's parents didn't want to listen to Joe Rogan's advice regarding COVID. They wanted to get the advice of doctors. God forbid Joe's elderly parents were like, you know what, we're all set on you, Muay Thai man, giving us experts, giving us some advice on this virus. We're all set. We're going to listen to our doctor. God forbid.
Don't think this is what they're telling you.
Yeah.
You know?
Doctors are crazy. They got a cabinet full of pills that they've been sold to sell you.
And they're incentivized. That's what's really crazy. When I found that out, I learned so much during the pandemic about the medical industry where I just thought they were there to. I'm so naive. I didn't even realize that hospitals are privately owned.
Expert, by the way, expert. So listen to him. Doesn't realize hospitals are privately owned. Only learned this stuff in the last 4 years, but he knows way more than people who study this, who've researched this, lived this. He knows way more. But to be fair to him, what he's saying here, the reason why he's saying this is because Rogan was scared. He would never probably admit it, or he's probably memory hold it, or as they like to say regarding DSP, he's probably retconned it. But if you remember, Joe was really scared about COVID. Specifically, he was scared because of that guy. Who's that one guy? I think he's like Asian and like Polynesian or something. I think he's like a tall comedian, Asian dude, really handsome guy. He got really sick. That was one of Joe Rogan's close friends. He's in a circle. He's been on the podcast a couple of times. He got really ill. I think he was in like ER and shit. So I think when Joe heard that, and that guy, I think he does jujitsu, he does archery, he runs, you know, he's one of those type of guys. He's into Joe Rogan sort of shit. It really fucking shook Joe Rogan to his core when he found out one of his friends, one of his fucking compadres in the jiu-jitsu world was on his ass and was nearly on fucking death's door. It shook him to his core. And I'd imagine, being as rich as Joe, he walks around maybe with a little bit of a, God complex. Maybe feels he's, made out of adamantium. Maybe feels like nothing can touch him. He's always bragging about how he doesn't get sick and stuff, and how he can cure any ailments with kettlebells and saunas and fucking cold plunges. So when the virus came about, he was really worried. Really, really worried, because no amount of money could prevent him not getting the disease, and not getting the virus. So I think that really shook him to his core, scarred him, and he hasn't been the same since. So it's probably understandable why he's talking like this. But me as a Rogan fan, I would just love to get to a point where he just stops talking about COVID, man. On God. I get it. It hurt all of us. I'm sure some of us are still not even recovered from it. But God almighty, bro. Like, your life didn't really change that much, Rogan, honestly. Yes, you weren't able to do some of those things, but your money didn't go down. If anything, Rogan made the most money he's ever made because of COVID. You know, with the fucking Spotify deals. I was speaking to somebody about it the other day, actually, tallying up the amounts. According to Bert Kreischer, who's fucking got a big mouth and doesn't stop talking, he leaked the real amount and said that the first Spotify deal Rogan signed, and keep in mind, this is a licensing deal, no selling of IP for, I don't know how long the contract was, but that first deal was allegedly 300 million. Not the 100 million was quoted in the papers or whatever, or in the press. was 300 M's. That first Spotify deal. Then he re-upped recently, and they said he got that one for 200 M's. So he's up $500 million. He's up nearly $500 million from Spotify deals only, not including what he gets from ads, not including whatever companies he owns, not including from whatever income he might get from the mothership, not including touring, not including merch, not including whatever supplement company he's still involved in, all those other businesses he has stakes in. He's up $500 million from Spotify. So he came out pretty well from COVID. Yes, he wasn't able to. Maybe it forced him to go to Texas, all this sort of shit. I get it, but God Almighty, man. Some of us have had relatives who passed away that we never saw again. Especially during COVID when that shit was all weird and you couldn't do funerals and you couldn't go to old people's homes and stuff. Like, really fucking horrible. So please, I get it. I understand why he's pissed off about it, but please move on. Change the fucking record. The COVID conversations are so freaking boring. But he just won't let go. Won't let go. Talking about not letting go. God Almighty, you seen this story? Talking about not letting go. Have you seen this story? Courtesy of the Los Angeles Times. 19 charged in the alleged Mexican mafia conspiracy to kill an LA rapper. I shouldn't be laughing, but this is fucking insane. Rapper SWIFTY Blue was a target of a sprawling murder. Let's read the article, courtesy of Los Angeles Times. This is a pretty gnarly account. Los Angeles County prosecutors on Wednesday charged 19 people with conspiring to murder rapper. 19 people to murder one person. Who allegedly angered a member of the Mexican mafia, a prison syndicate of the Latino members. So I'm imagining they probably got the tip courtesy of some sort of like, what you call the thing? They were probably listening devices somewhere. And I'm sure maybe SWIFTY's Blue name got mentioned because this is gnarly. According to a complaint filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, issued an order, accused Mexican mafia member Manuel Snuffy Quintero issued an order in 2022 to kill Nelson Abrego, who performs under the name SWIFTY Blue. In the complaint, prosecutors described a sprawling conspiracy that played out over TikTok messages and recorded jail calls, drawing in prisoners from Kern County, jail inmates in downtown Los Angeles, and gang members in Paramount, the southwest Los Angeles County city that both Quintero and Abrego call home. Quintero, 49, was arrested on Wednesday and has yet to enter a plea. It wasn't clear from court records whether he is a lawyer. A longtime member of the Paramount Vario gang, Quintero has served prison time for assault, manufacturing methamphetamine, and false imprisonment, the court heard. So this guy was out. He's head of the Mexican mafia. He's outside, just shit. No, he's a member. Okay, member of the Mexican mafia. On New Year's Eve 2022, an alleged subordinate of Quintero, Giuseppe Clever Leva, told an informant he'd notified gang members in Paramount, Compton, and downtown LA that they had instructions to attack Abrego on site. Levia, 34, is now in custody in an unrelated federal case that charges him with selling drugs and guns in Imperial County. He pleaded guilty to trafficking methamphetamine in March and is yet to be sentenced. After the informant asked if Snuffs is mad at the rapper, Levy allegedly said, "Fuck him." Jesus Christ. It's unclear why Quintero was angry with Abrego, who could not be reached for comment on Wednesday. In a 2024 interview with The Times, the rapper declined to discuss any potential issues with Mexican mafia or jailhouse politics. Abrego previously said that his music resonates with people because everyone wants to be a gangster. Whether you're a lawyer, police, or a kid from school, everybody wants to be a big, bad, and tough. 8 months after he spoke to the informant, the complaint says Levia warned another person in a TikTok message to stay away from the rapper. "Let me give you a little 411. You won't get misguided with the internet," he wrote. With SWIFTY, his career is done. Jesus Christ. That's menacing, isn't it? His career is done. "I talked to him and tried to guide him, but he didn't listen," Levia allegedly continued, adding that now the rapper is getting his blues in men's central jail. What does getting his blues mean? Getting beaten up, getting marked out. What does that mean? What does getting his blues mean? Getting his blues is likely refers to someone experiencing feelings of sadness or melancholy. Okay, cool. So it seems like to me, this guy tried to tax Swifty Blue. Tried to maybe strong arm him. You know how gangsters do. You know how road guys do. He's popping, his music is going off, he's getting a bit of attention, he's getting a buzz. And then some gangster guy tries to strong arm his way into managing him, doing something. And Swifty, I guess, rejected. Maybe protection, maybe whatever else. And Swifty said, nah. And then I guess they put the green light on him. That's what I mean about gang politics is so weird, isn't it? You don't do anything disrespectful. You don't fuck somebody's baby mum. You don't fucking beat up somebody, right? You've not done anything crazy. All you've done is reject an offer. All you've done is politely decline an offer put in front of you. And because you declined, now you deserve to lose your life. What? I just said no. I mean, I didn't disrespect you. I'm not on your block selling stuff. I'm not messing with your girls. I'm not messing with your fucking runners. I'm not doing anything. I'm not stamping on your territory or encroaching on your territory. You know? I've not done anything. I didn't snitch on any of you people. All I did was politely reject an offer for protection. And now you want to kill me. God damn. In November 2023, Abrego was jailed on gun possession charge, and Oni Simon Vamps Gonzalez, Oni Simu Vamps Gonzalez, or One Simu, held 2 cells down from the rapper, called his mother and told her to ask an associate if the one who sings was still good. Damn. Ominous. Is the one who sings still good? Gonzalez's mother hang up. When her son called back, she allegedly said, he's no good. Jesus Christ. Mumsy's involved, you know. By the way, that's a sick name, man. One Simu. Is that, I guess that must be Mexican too, right? One Simu, One Simo, One Simu. That's a sick name, One Simo. Gonzalez's mother hang up and said the boy's no good. But if Gonzalez and his mother are charged in a conspiracy, of course they should be. Gonzalez was already in custody. Dominga Gonzalez, 66, was arrested on Wednesday at her Bellflower home, according to, honestly, man, you and your mum being involved in setting somebody up is fucking insane. 66 years old, and she's still jumping off the porch. She's still throwing up her set. She's still banging her set. Yo, 66. Yo, Abuela is bugging out, bro. 2 days after the mother and son spoke, another jail inmate, Jonathan Dreamer Quevedo, called a man in prison in Kern County who was using a contraband cell phone, according to the complaint. So it's pretty much a miracle, isn't it, that Swifty's still alive, isn't it? The Mexican Mafia had a hit on his head, but somehow Swifty Blue managed to kind of swarm out of it. How the fuck did he not get knocked off then? I'd imagine they're quite heavy down there, or in the West Coast. Probably got a lot of associates in those prisons and shit. So the fact that Swifty Blue is still alive is fucking incredible. After mentioning Swifty Blue, Quevedo allegedly asked Jacob Eagle David if he recalled the Raza rapper who was in the shower. Prosecutors believe this was a reference to Jamie Brugudo Valdez, a rapper known as Money Sign Suede, who was who was stabbed to death in the showers of a correctional facility in Solida in 2023. Whoa. R.I.P. fucking Money Sign Suede. What was the dude? Does anybody know what the reason was behind Money Sign Suede getting knocked off anyway? I heard somewhere that he basically had a falling out with somebody in prison, and that's what led to his death. It was nothing crazy connected to the streets or anything. He just pissed off the wrong person when he was in there. Is that true? I'm not sure how true that is, but he was super talented, man. It's just sad we lost him. The end result should be the same, allegedly replied David, who was in prison with a carjacking robbery. The next day, the complaint says David instructed Quevedo to tell the attackers, handle that shit with prejudice. You know how that's like a court term, like there's a president. Quevedo allegedly confirmed it was already in motion. When inmates were let out of their cells at 5:50 the next morning to take a shower, Andrian Slick Bueno, Andrew Largo Sihania, and Jude Crazy Valet entered Abrego's cell. The complaint says, while Michael Weasel Ortiz obstructed a nearby camera, Bueno, Shayna, and Valley beat the rapper and sliced him. 3 people went into fucking, what's his face? Swifty Blue's cell, beat him up and sliced him, and he didn't die. God damn. Big up Aziz. They got rid of Money Son here simply because he complained about being extorted. Oh, that's what, yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard. He got complained about being extorted in letters to his girl, and she posted one of the letters online. Wild stuff. The Mexican Mafia don't play. Come on, man. Come on. That's not fair. If you can't pillow talk to your girl, who can you pillow talk to? Maybe she shouldn't have posted it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe she shouldn't have posted the letters on Instagram, or maybe she should have redacted that part. But if you can't pillow talk and complain to your girl, who can you not complain to? You can't do that to the man then, because obviously they'll report back. But fucking hell, you should be that should be sacred, man. You should be allowed to pillow talk to your girl and complain about, I don't know, street shit. Especially if she knows what you're into, knows what you do. That's fucking crazy. He got taken out for that, man. RIP to him. About 5 hours later, Quevedo says called a woman from jail and asked her to tell David in a state prison old boy got his rap session, according to a complaint. Jesus Christ. They didn't really get a good show, Quevedo allegedly said. Expect them to be performing in particularly at the 4,000 floor. Another jail term here soon. Attempt on Brego's life was unsuccessful, and by March 2024, the complaint says Levia told Damon in TikTok message that the rapper was recording a live stream outside his family home as we speak. If somebody, like, is God on your side? Or is it these guys just not built like that? Because I'm thinking 3 guys in a cell against you, and you're defenseless and they have weapons and they don't kill you. Are you just built different, or are they just not that tough? Because that's a miracle that he got out of that alive. He's in a cell, a guy's covering the camera, 3 of them are fucking attacking him, and he doesn't die. Wow. Or maybe it's just a lot harder to kill somebody like that than I probably think, especially in a prison with shanks and shit in it. They're not that great. Yuan drove to the house at 1 a.m. and sent Levia a photograph of the gun and the cup holder. According to the complaint, he ain't here, he wrote to Levia. Later, Yuan allegedly told Levia he sent the people to vandalize Abrego's family home. According to the complaint, he sent photographs of graffiti that read Swifty Blue 187, a reference to the penal code section for murder. Yeah, I don't like all that sort of shit. Don't come to my family home doing all that sort of shit. Catch me slipping outside, cool. But coming to someone's family home is a bit lame, not gonna lie. Yuan 37 eluded arrest Wednesday and remains at large according to the FBI. Fucking hell. Well, big up Swifty Blue, man. Big up Blood Clot Swifty Blue. Hopefully he's holding his head up somewhere. But I just hope he doesn't go no jumper. Please, for the love of God, Swifty, don't go no jumper and sell your story there. If you're going to do it, get your own channel. Hopefully he's got his own YouTube channel. If you're going to speak about it, speak on it on your own YouTube channel, or sell your story to the highest bidder that isn't no jumper. For the love of God. For the love of God, don't go no jumper and sell your story. This is fucking crazy, bro. Man rejected an offer for protection or something, and then they put a fucking hit on his life. Mexican Mafia moving mad reckless, man. That shouldn't be cause to fucking kill somebody because they just didn't accept your fucking business proposal. Fucking hell. Being in the streets is long, isn't it? Being in the streets is fucking long, honestly. Being in the streets is so long. You politely decline and they want to kill you. Like, what? Okay, cool, man. Cool. Anyways, let's move on. So, I quickly wanted to go over again, just in a little bit of detail, this fucking shit regarding the vigilante story, because I think I kind of got a little bit caught off guard and I was mumbling my words. I was tired. I went for the gym, so I didn't know what the fuck I was saying. So we're quickly going to go through this one more time. I'm going to fast forward some bits, but essentially, I wanted to hear the updated version of the story, the Starbucks story that we've all heard from, like, you know, a few months ago. I think maybe like 10 months ago, where Joanna, Brendan's wife, got into an altercation with some man at a Starbucks drive-thru, which then resulted in the infamous line that Brendan used on the guy. Said, "Do you have a gun?" Right? It's fucking funny situation, but in all seriousness, a pretty dumb situation, because this woman, I think, antagonized the guy and probably isn't telling the entire truth of what happened in the altercation. And on another day, with another person, she could have potentially got fucking Brendan really hurt. Because Brendan came in on some Captain America shit, and he would have no idea what the other person was on. The other person could have had something underneath their chair, something in their fucking, door compartment. So this woman did a really bad thing by by encouraging Brendan to come down when this guy was talking to her, when she could have just kept it to herself, to be honest, because I think that's a very important thing, especially if you're a woman and you got a fella that's a bit hot-headed. You owe it to him and the safety of your family to maybe not share every fucking infraction or bad interaction you have outside, because he's gonna fucking go crazy. He's gonna lose his head. So she's done a bit of a madness. But Brendan is the main part of this story, because Brendan loves to fucking lionize and change his story to make him sound like, like a badass. So let's hear how this story has changed over the years. So this is the first time it happened afresh. So I think this is probably the closest we're going to get to an accurate representation or portrayal or retelling of the story of what actually happened. But I still think she's omitting a bunch of things of what she done, because she made it seem as if she was this like innocent person who got heckled at and shouted at by this big angry man. But I think she must have done a few things to kind of set the thing in motion. But I could be wrong. Let's play this original clip from 10 months ago of Joanna detailing how she got into an argument with some guy at Starbucks that led to Brendan having to come down and threaten to beat up the guy.
Hey guys, all right, I'm gonna share the story of what happened to us yesterday, to me and the kids. It's not by any means like a funny story to have to share. It was very scary at the time when it was happening, but also it made me realize that there's like superheroes and vigilantes, and it happened to be Bren yesterday.
It made me realize there's superheroes. Yeah? Your MMA trained former UFC heavyweight boyfriend intimidated some like worker, some like construction guy, some regular and you're now believing in superheroes. Cool.
We were leaving my house pretty early. We usually leave around 7:45, whether it is to go to school, to camp, and Bren usually works out in the mornings, and he comes back on time to say goodbye, whatever, give us a kiss, and head on for the rest of the day. But yesterday he didn't make it. The odds of him not making it yesterday. And so
imagine if that day he didn't make it, it was a Sanaz. Imagine that plot twist. Imagine if years later we find out that the reason why he didn't make it back in time to kiss his kids goodbye was because he was with Sanaz. That'd be hilarious.
So I drive to Starbucks. It's super close to my house. And I pull into the Starbucks. There's that work truck in front of me, and they're ordering. So I'm right behind, and there's a
work truck. She seems to have a bit of disdain for handymen, construction people, ordinary folk. I don't know the tone of it. Work truck.
Car behind me now, because that Starbucks is pretty busy. While the truck in front of me that caused havoc was ordering, Bren called me. And he said, "Hey babe, where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm at the Starbucks." I said, "I'm with the kids." He said, "Oh, I'm literally like 3-4 minutes away." He goes, "Order your stuff, and then because it's a gas station, you can wait." And he said, "Just wait for me. I'll come give you guys a hug and a kiss, and then you guys can head off to your day." So I said, "Perfect." I pull up. It's my turn to order my drink, and I roll the window down. I order our drinks. But the work truck in front of me, I guess work trucks are a little wider. They're like a wider load. So he didn't give...
She hates a wider load, innit? Unless it's her ass. She fucking hates fat people, doesn't she? You can tell. A person that's never lost weight naturally, or Ozempic, got a stomach pumped, lipo, whatever. Super fat phobic. Super fat phobic.
Give himself enough space or room to be able to turn like the corner and go into like the little hallway where you pick up your drinks from Starbucks. So he starts backing up, and in 2024 I want to say most cars have rear view cameras. However, this guy got really close to my car. I'm talking inches, like inches from hitting my car. So I did a courtesy like honk. I said, "Babe," I said like, "Hey, I'm here, don't back up anymore because I'm right here." So he stops. I put my car in reverse and I start backing up myself. the lady behind me apparently doesn't know we live in 2024 where we have rear view cameras.
That line still gets me, man. That line still gets me. She thinks everybody that's driving now has a car with rear view cameras. I swear to God, I love it. I swear to God, I love it. I swear to God, I love it. Like, she honestly lives in a world where she thinks everybody that's driving a car now has a car with rear view cameras. Duh. I love that level of delusion, that level of fucking living in your bubble. It's just fucking incredible. Like, what? No one drives a car older than like 2022. Like, even that's like vintage. Like, excuse me?
And she holds the horn, which felt like for 5.
Big up Ryan Harty. USA is going to get nuked and AZ is going to be busy watching Slojo. That's the way it should be, brother. That's the way it should be. Plus, what can I add? What insight of any value can I add to this conversation? Please. What can I do? Not that much, really. It's pretty horrible, I know. I don't envy you guys. I'm pretty sure our government's going to fucking get involved too. But I can't really do or say anything, so if the world's gonna fucking get nuked, we might as well laugh at people while it gets nuked, isn't it? I don't know, really. I like, not to be that guy, but we might as well have a laugh. We might as well have a laugh because we are essentially like nobody. We can't do jack shit. No amount of protesting will stop a president saying, "Hey, I want to press that button." You know, nothing. We can do nothing, really. We can do nothing.
5 minutes. She's literally hanging on to the horn, like the honking horn.
Big up Big Booth. I hope we get nuked. To be honest, me too. I got a lot of student debt. I got a lot of student debt. You'll wipe that whole shit out. Reset in heaven or hell, right? You reset your counter. Imagine if you take your debt into the afterlife. That would be fucking crazy, innit? Imagine you get to the afterlife and you actually and your debt still hangs around. Like, fuck.
And I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? So my window's down. I see the guy get out of the car, out of the work truck, and he starts coming towards me. Mind you, Tiger sits in the front and Boston sits behind me. So we see this guy coming and he starts shouting at me like horribly.
Starts shouting at me horribly. Like what? Swear words? Just say the swear words, man. You're a grown ass woman. I guess because there's kids in the car. Maybe that's why she's like, what she call it? She's censoring herself.
Bitch, you know, what are you doing honking at me? And then he comes to my car and slams the hood of my car. And at this point, Tiger's scared. You know, he's like, what is this guy doing? I told the guy, I said, back up. I said, if you get any closer, I will run you over. I said, you are scaring my kids. You need to back up. And he goes, who do you think you're talking to? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, I will fuck you up. When he said that, it clicked in my mind that my husband was on his way to give me and his kids a kiss before sending us off to summer camp.
Look at the glee in her voice. She's happy. She was excited. She wanted to stall the altercation as much as possible so that Brendan would get
Powerful bunch.
Big up Saddleseas.
That student debt following you to the afterlife with interest. Them tunnel boys need more government funding in heaven. They're the chosen people, proof.
Exactly. Those tunnel boys. Yo, yeah, for sure. That I'm not getting rid of that shit. That student debt is following me for sure. Big up my nuts. I'm trying to make it to more festivals. Yeah, I've actually got a fucking Berlin trip planned for the 3rd of July. I'm thinking of going again for the 3rd of July. That's the hope. But I want to do like a little dating. I want to go on the 3rd and then come back on like the 5th, just in and out really quickly. So yeah, I've got some things in plan. I've got something in place. I'm like, please no. I still remember that time where, before the war in Ukraine happened, I think I was reading a lot of articles and stuff and watching a lot of YouTube documentaries and whatever else it may be about the fucking techno scene in Ukraine. And before the war kicked off, some of you might have known the techno scene in Ukraine is pretty cool. It's pretty good. The clubbing scene there is really good as well. Nightlife scene there in general is fucking amazing. I was watching a lot of people's vlogs and shit. Nightlife in Ukraine, nightlife in Kyiv, all this sort of shit. And I had decided, I actually booked a ticket. I actually booked a flight for, I think, the month before the war kicked off. No, the same month the war kicked off, actually. I don't know when it was. It might have been a July or June. And I booked an Airbnb and all sorts. And then boom, the the invasion kicks off and all the flights get locked off and shit. And my flight gets cancelled, of course. Which is kind of funny, to be honest. It was kind of fucking funny. I'm looking to like, I was like, bloody hell, my fucking timing. So I'm hoping this World War III doesn't kick off and I miss my Berlin trip. Because if that's true, if I miss out on an opportunity to go to Berghain one more time, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad. If Trumpy makes me miss Berghain, I'm going to be fucking, I'm going to be throwing daggers at him in the afterlife. Right? I'm going to be giving him the stinky eye in the afterlife if I miss out on queuing upside of Berghain for 4 hours. You know?
And so I said, oh, okay. I said, you really want to do this? I said, that's how you feel?
Like I said, I think most women, it depends on it. I'm just saying it's not true. Because I know I grew up in a rough area and all the women, all the local women, mums and shit who had like crazy boyfriends, the ones who had like jail tattoos and always walks around with their with no topless, with no t-shirt on and shit. Those were the kind of women who like got a lot of joy out of like antagonizing other people, especially men, to argue with them so they could set their boyfriend or husband on you, you know? So maybe women who do have boyfriends and husbands who are hotheads, maybe they do enjoy kind of seeing their men in action or getting them riled up. But I think a sensible woman, a mature woman, if they know their boyfriend or husband is a bit of a hothead, they will go out their way to make sure they don't need to call them for help. They'll diffuse the situation, or they'll just, you know, refuse to share what actually happened, so their boyfriend doesn't get worried and starts kicking off. But it sounded like she was stalling the guy, continuing the argument. What did you say to me? What did you say to me? Hoping that Brendan would pull in to the fucking Starbucks and see them going at it and just start going fucking crazy. So I think she played a key role in nearly getting fucking Brendan Schaub's snot box rocked. Big up Hassan Kambo.
And he goes, yes, bitch, I will fuck you up. And so I'm like, all right. I said, you know what? I'm going to call my husband.
Big up Tommy. My kids work in Queens. I don't need World War III. Big up SRZ. Tel Aviv Whole Sky was a light show for a little while. It ran through a citywide rave. Yeah, I saw that. There's like a really cool video in Lebanon, I think. I saw a video on Twitter earlier. It was a video in Lebanon, I think a hotel somewhere. Like a rave was happening and somebody panned upwards and you see all the missiles flying over Lebanon, going to Israel. Fucking crazy, man. Like, it looked so fucking gnarly.
And he's the one that's going to F you up. I said, you don't talk to a woman like that, let alone you don't talk to a woman who has her kids in the car. And he goes, okay, gives me this attitude, literally shrugs his shoulders and goes, okay, call your little husband then. So I said, I literally giggled because in my mind, I was like, wow, this guy just doesn't know who he's dealing with. I giggled and I looked at him and I said, you're going to regret you said that in about 1 minute.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. She sounds like Benjamin Netanyahu. She sounds like fucking Benjamin Netanyahu. You're going to regret you said that. You're going to regret. You are going to regret. Yo.
1.5 minutes. You're going to regret you just said that to me. And he goes, okay, I'll be waiting. I said, okay, dude, why don't you get back in your car? We'll see what happens. He gets back in the car. He goes and picks up his drink. And at this point, I'm shaking. I'm shaken up because it was scary to have a man come charging at me and hit the hood of my car, threaten me. And
it was scary to have a man come, you said?
At this point, I'm shaking. I'm shaken up because it was scary to have a man come charging at me and the kids, you know, so I'm shaken up because it was scary to have a man come charging at me, and I'm shaken up because it was scary to have a man come 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 charging at me and hit the hood of my car, threaten me and the kids. You know, so now I'm shaky, and I call Bren and I'm like, babe, where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like all happy go doodle guy, you know, driving to Starbucks. And I'm like, where are you? And he's like, whoa, he's like, what's up? He's like, what's going on? I said, the MO foe in front of me just threatened me and your kids.
The MO foe.
Powerful bunch.
Pick up a sound disease, the MO foe.
She said, hey poppy, you know talkie like that poppy. And he said, oh you spicy, and she said carne asada. Pico de gallo. Chili ah.
Yo, big up sound disease. Oh, big up Koila, you read my mind. Big up Koila, she's not smart as sword. Big up Koila, you read my mind. I was just thinking, you know what? Now I kind of get why Brendan is pushing Tiger to sports. Because I think he knows deep down, like, none of his kids are going to be fucking Nobel Peace Prize winners. You know what I mean? None of his kids are going to be fucking professors. None of his kids are going to be probably, I don't know, founders of, you know, fucking startups or something. You know, it's not going to happen. So maybe that's why he's pushing his kids to school, pushing his kids into sports, because he knows that the combined IQ of him and Joanna is like barely touching double digits, because God almighty.
And he said he was gonna fuck me up. And Bren goes, what? He goes, what does he look like? What is he driving? And I said, he's in front of me. He's in a white work truck. He is a Caucasian male. And he was very aggressive towards me. And this is what he said. He goes, I will be right there. And I said, thank you. I will be here too. So then I pull up to the window and I'm trying to get my stuff right. I'm like, oh, please hurry, give me the drinks, because the guy in front of me grabs his drink and he's trying to speed out, you know. And as I grab my drink and the guy has just turned, I'm trying to be right behind him in case Bren doesn't know what car it is or who I was talking about.
Gee, didn't he ask you what color he, like, how many more things are you antagonizing? Just go somewhere else. Why do you want to sit right behind, like, this woman, man? This story, when you listen back to it, you're like, fucking hell, man. She really wanted to see Brendan fight, innit? Like, isn't this just what happens regularly in cars? People just get a bit mouthy. I'm gonna fuck you up. You better shut your mouth, bitch. People just say shit. Fire back. You're fucking Mexican. You're kind of loud. You got a screechy voice. Say some shit back to the guy. Call him a fat shit. Start dunking at him because he's poor and shit. You know you want to say that anyway. Why are you trying to sick your fucking UFC trained boyfriend on him? Is it really necessary? Can't you fucking dash your coffee at him as you drive by or something? Do you really need to get your boyfriend to come and kill him? Really? God almighty, bro. I'm going to park right behind him and I'm going to wave when Brent comes out. Brother, relax, sis.
I grab my drink and I speed up. Next thing you know, I hear like screeching tires. And I'm like, oh shit, that's definitely going to be Bren. So this guy is trying to get out of the driveway of like the gas station onto Ventura Boulevard. And Bren comes and intersects him in the middle of Ventura Boulevard. So this guy has no idea what's going on. He thinks he's God Almighty, calling me a bitch, saying he's gonna fuck me up, saying all these hurtful and horrible things to me, and thinking, oh, cool, I just get to leave now.
Yeah, so what happens in the fucking altercation when you're in your car? Not everyone has a fucking trained fighter to call upon. If anything, you should take more precautions if you've got a trained fighter to call upon. God almighty, woman. Like, you can't just get away with that. You can't just say things to me. My husband's a UFC fighter. It's like, brother, man. What is this woman doing? She needs to buy a gun, probably. That's what she needs to do. Buy a gun, please.
Bren intersects him, so then now I come behind, so we basically sandwiched him in between
Powerful
Bren's truck
bunch.
and
She calls him Bren and he calls her Joe. Y'all gay.
Yeah, that's very true. Brendan's literally fucking Joe. That's fucking crazy, isn't it? Brendan literally is fucking Joe. Imagine if he actually has pictured. Yeah, wow.
My car. And out of nowhere, I see Bren get out of the car, like out of his truck, with like a death stare in his eye. Like all he saw was red. He was.
Woman cries bloody murder. Woman screams on the phone, rings her husband's phone down, calls him in a blind panic about a man trying to attack her and the kids while they're on the school run. Woman is then surprised when her husband arrives and sees red and wants to tear the head off whoever this person is. Honestly, is this woman real? Is this woman real? She riled him up and they were surprised that he was riled up. Oh my God, he was so mad. Yeah, you made him mad.
So upset. He slams the door and he tries to like open the passenger door of this guy's work truck and it's locked, and he starts like yelling, open the fucking window, you know, and this guy looks over and he doesn't know.
Okay. Brendan's lucky he didn't get shot in it. Let's be real. That is way too aggressive. Brendan went over to the car and started banging on the side of the window. Holy shit. Holy shit, bro. This woman nearly got Brendan killed. No cap. What a crazy situation when you think about it. No, and I don't think it's anything to brag about. I'm not going to lie. I don't think you should be bragging about a situation like this. Even if you're Brendan or her. You guys look crazy.
What just hit him, right? So then I come and he's like, roll the window down, and he rolls the window down and Bren just starts going off. He's like, how are you gonna talk? This is my wife. He's like, what did you say? What did you tell her just now? He goes, oh, I didn't say anything. So then here I come and I'm like, really?
Oh my God. It gets worse. It gets worse, bro. She already made it bad by riling Brendan up and getting him to fucking fly down there in a blind rage. He then gets into a bit of argy-bargy with the guy. Instead of her leaving the men to talk and kind of get their feelings out, she then decides to pour more fucking hot oil on the fucking fire and poked her little head in. Like, she probably did that too. Really? She did a little chicken head thing. She probably popped head in it like, really? No, Bren. He actually called me the B word, Bren. He said our kids are redacted, Bren. He said our kids look like they're special needs, Bren. Bren. This woman, bro. This woman. They were probably having a bit of a spicy conversation, but they were probably talking it through like men do. Brendan probably realized that guy didn't want to fight. That guy looked at Brendan and thought, oh my God, he's so big. And they're probably going to de-escalate it. Then she came in and just went, Charizard.
You didn't say anything. You didn't just tell me in front of my kids 2 seconds ago that you were going to fuck me up. Did you not say that? I said, or are you too scared now that I called my little husband, who is not so little, and he's here, and I told you he was going to fuck you up?
But weren't you scared and you called him? You can't talk all big and bad when you got your big and bad guy to back you up. I'm sorry. Weren't you frantically trying to get your coffee? By the way, she didn't. That's another thing too. It's not like she left straight away and left her coffee. She still tried to get her coffee. So for the sake of your coffee, you put you and your kids in danger. You should just drove straight off. As soon as the guy tried to come at you and was talking all aggressive, she just drove off, but she shouldn't. She stayed there, got her coffee, trapped the guy in there, or like sat behind him, boxed him in, right? And then when Brendan came, she waved out of the window like she was distressed. And now she's trying. Now it's like, come on, you can't call someone else pussy when you call for backup. Come on, bro.
I said, now you don't have the balls to say what you told me in my face. The sheer terror in this guy's face, I've never seen it. Listen, I'm not for violence.
I'm not for violence, she says. I'm not for violence, she says. Peach is the light. Peach is the light. Let's use that moment to bring it on to what Brendan's interpretation of the story is, right? Many years or many months after the fact, let's hear what Brendan's interpretation of the story is now. Because he's changed it over the years, but let's hear what he has to say now as of yesterday. Also, let's hear what to say as of yesterday, as to how he remembers the story.
Now,
I am in shock.
that's what happened with me. Again, same exact. It would take so much. I was, I work out early, and I just happened to take a different route this day.
So before it started, he said it would take so much for you to get angry.
Powerful bunch.
Big up Star Disease.
Look, Bren, he's wearing podcast cringe merch. Get him.
Exactly. Or what's Unique's logo? Look, Bren, he's dressed up like Goku. Is it Goku, right? Or Gohan or something, right? Look, Bren, he's dressed up like Goku. Get him. You're Majin Buu. Let's go.
And I always try to get back home for
You're Vegeta.
the kids leave for school, so I see them or I can drop them off. So I leave early. Wife calls me. She's like, hey, we're leaving early, so the kids want to say bye. So I'm on the phone. I'm like, where you at? She's like, I'm at the Starbucks. I'm like, oh, okay. She's ordering. I hear this guy. She's like, yeah, this guy's getting out of his car. And I hear him. He hits the hood and goes, get out the car, bitch. I'm going to fuck you and the kids up.
Oh, we're
She goes,
going.
Babe, this guy's trying to get out the car. I'm like, what? Where you at? She's like, I'm at the Starbucks off DeSoto. I go, I'm a block away. I go, box him in. And I hear him like, yeah.
Isn't that a bad thing to say to your wife? To tell your wife to box in another man who got out of his car and punched her, who slammed the hood of her fucking bonnet of the car. Isn't that a bad idea? The guy's already a little bit unhinged. He allegedly threatened his wife and kids, which I also don't believe, but hey, but in blind rage you say whatever you say. And Brendan's like, yeah, box him in, babe. Hold him down. I'll be there in 2 seconds. What? tell her to drive away. Tell her to get out of there. Say whatever, to let her know what the description of the car is, but then just leave. Box him in, Fuck, this family. So trashy.
That bitch. And she goes, I'm telling you, sir, I can't go back. Because he was in line at the drive-thru. He goes, I can't go back. I'll hit the other car. He goes, shut up, bitch. He goes, I'm telling you, I'm going to call my husband. You don't want these problems. He goes, call your little weak-ass husband. She goes, okay. So I go, babe, don't let him out. What's he in? She goes, he's in a LA construction truck. I go, is it like an F-250? He goes, I don't know. I go, is it like a Super Duty? And she goes, yes. I go, don't let him out.
Oh my God, cringe. Mr. Gearhead had to mention what the brand of the car was, the make of it. Big up Uche in the stream chat. Big up Uche. Quite a virtue signaling right away. I work out early. Yeah. Dude, he just did it now, right there. If I talk about virtue signaling, he just did that just right now. Oh, is it an F-250? Like what? This fucking guy, man, never misses an opportunity to pat himself on the back, to fucking jack himself off. I'm a gearhead, right? So I knew instantly what type of car it was. It's like, bruh.
Don't fucking let him out. So I'm literally right up the street. And he somehow got out because he knew I was coming. And he goes to pull out. And I'm in this old school, it wasn't even my truck, this old school F-100. I just come into oncoming traffic.
Does it matter what car you was in? I'm in an F-100. Does that make the story harder? Because what, you were in Captain America mode? I was driving a Ford. He had a Nissan. Like what? I guess.
Traffic cut him off. And my wife's right there too, and with the kids. And I just walk up and I go, "You have a gun?" He's like, "What?" Bigger dude too, so I thought for sure it was gonna go down because a big.
Hold on. He's in the car. You don't see him. You don't see what his size he is. Didn't she say he walked out the car and ran over and was banging on the door, screaming and shouting? Now he's acting like he was all calm and walked up and said, "Do you have a gun?" Like, no, you didn't. This story is completely made up. It's completely changed and just to make it, whatever, sound more better in his side of things. But what?
Bigger dude, I go, "You have a gun?" He goes, "No." I go, "Perfect. Get out of the car." And it's not happening, but I go, "It is, man." He goes, "Dude, I apologize. I'm just having a bad day." I go, "It's gonna get a lot worse, man. I heard what you said to my wife. Get the fuck out the car." Whoa. And he's like trying to lock the door, and his hand's shaking. So I can see he's so nervous.
Yeah. Adrenaline is such a hell of a drug when people aren't used to real violence.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with that pressure.
Nothing happens in my brain if I'm gonna go.
Do that one more time. Do that one more time, bro. Do that one more time.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with that pressure.
Nothing happens.
One more time.
Used to real violence.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with that pressure.
Nothing happens in my brain violence.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with that pressure, you know?
Nothing happens in my brain if I'm gonna like go to violence. I'm just like, we're gonna do violence.
Yeah.
And we've done so much violence our whole entire adult life. That's
Tim Kennedy out here bragging about killing fucking 12-year-old Afghani boys and girls. That's what fucking Timmy Kennedy is fucking bragging about. Slaying fucking innocent families. Jesus Christ.
that thing doesn't happen.
That
I'm
was
just
the
like,
only time where it was like, oh, I'm going to kill this dude. And my kids just happen to see it. And they know me as the fun, nice dad, baseball dad. And they saw that side. And the guy was like, I'm not going to fight in the middle of the road. And I was like, we don't have to fight here. I go, you see that dumpster right there behind the Starbucks? And he's like, where? I'm like, literally right there. And I go to turn and he just took off and come in traffic. Almost got hit by like 2 cars. My kids see it and they're like, yeah, dude. They talk.
Really, nigga? Really? 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 Fuck off, man. Fuck right off. Press X to fucking doubt, man. Wakanda X. Wakanda forever X to fucking doubt. Why all his stories sound like some movie? And the whole crowd cheered. Everyone in the parking lot cheered and people started, some guy threw me a fucking Bud Light from across the fucking parking lot. The cute girl in the Starbucks started fanning herself. The gay guy said, oh my God, period, purr, and started fucking clacking. Like, what? Really? That's what happened? What a shitty story to lie about too. If you're gonna lie about, at least lie about something fun and cool.
Talk about that story once a day.
Yeah.
They're like, my dad's Batman.
yeah.
And my wife was like, you know what's fucking scary? How calm you were. I was like, yeah. Unless Kane.
Didn't she say that he came out of the car raging, stormed over to the car, banged on the side of the door, get out of the car, screaming. Now he's making it sound like he was Mr. Calm and collected. Do you have a gun? I'm a Marine. In that fucking, what's his fucking name voice, isn't it, right? I'm a Marine. I'm a UFC fighter. Like, come on, bro. We know Brendan was there fucking screaming at the top of his lungs. We know it. Face all red. Going fucking nuts.
Velasquez is driving that fucking car.
Yeah.
I'm good.
He's not. He's actually can't drive right now.
Yeah, he's locked away.
Yeah.
I love how he says that as an example, by the way, of his strength and how strong he is. He always mentions like the top pinnacle, the person that was at the top at the time he was fighting. But you're a top 15 guy. Why do you always mention the champion or the number 5 or the contender or something? How can, that's a weird thing to say though, isn't it? Like it's almost like he ignores everyone that beat him. Oh, unless you're John Jones, unless you're Cain Velasquez, unless you're Francis Ngannou. It's like, but you got beaten by people who were less skilled than them, way less skilled than those type of guys. So why are you mentioning the top as if like, oh, only these guys on planet Earth could beat me up? It's like, also, Brendan, you live in fucking America, man. Like, America's not a fair place when it comes to fighting. Because yeah, you might have a decent dash choke, but if someone's got a gun, you're gonna meet Tfatk.
Yeah. So unless Francis Ngannou,
That needs to get fixed, by the way. Let's let that guy out.
yeah,
Because there's another example of where I would not be cool.
powerful bunch.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, big up Disease.
What are you gonna do, Starbucks guy? Volume vending me?
Volume vending me. Big up Disease. Absolute legend. But yeah, as you can see, that story's changed quite a bit. I don't believe it to be true. Even if it is true, I think both parents are pieces of shit, to be honest, for putting themselves and their kids in danger. I think, in my humble opinion, this is a weird thing to say because it sounds kind of cucked out, but I think Joanna should have left the scene of the crime immediately. As soon as that guy, the builder guy, was being a bit argumentative and whatever else and aggressive, she should have left the scene of the crime and should have had the focus on her kids' safety and just left and got a Starbucks somewhere else. or just drop the kids at school. Just change your plans. Change your fucking destination. Don't get involved in argy-bargy, because what if that guy did get close to her, did open the door, did something to her, and she couldn't get in touch with Brendan, you know? Like, God forbid that happened. So I think she could have gotten herself out of harm's way quicker. I don't like how she allegedly maybe antagonized Brendan to get him down there, riled him up in that way. I think she shouldn't have called him in that panic state to get him all hot and bothered. That's usually a story you tell your husband after you come back and you've sorted it, not when you're there to get them, you know, in trouble and shit. And Brendan's a fucking idiot for going over there. I'd ask him one of the dumbest questions I've ever asked, like, do you have a gun? Why would anybody that has a gun tell you to have a gun? Like, what? What type of question is that? Such a weird, but it's such a Brendan thing to say, because in Brendan's head, he thinks he sounds like a badass, right? In Brendan's head, he thinks he sounds like a proper badass by saying, do you have a gun? But in my head, I'm thinking, that isn't the smartest thing to say to somebody. Because if you have a gun, you're not going to tell someone you have a gun. And if they have a gun, they're not going to tell you. Like, what? Strange thing to say. Strange thing to say. Luckily, nothing bad happened. Cool, let's move on. Quick update. Let's do a quick update on today's news, because I'm sure some of you guys will want to hear about it, even though I don't want to talk about it for too long. But let's just quickly dabble into it and see what I want. So, update. Iran must now make peace, says Trump, after US strikes on nuclear sites. Yay! War. Fucking hell. The US has bombed, what's that place called? Fordo, and other nuclear sites in Iran. In an address from the White House, Trump warned Iran, must make peace, or further attacks will be far greater. He called the strikes on Fordo and 2 other nuclear sites a spectacular military success. Iranian state media says part of the Fordo site was attacked by an enemy strikes. However, authorities yet to confirm extent of the damage. This is a seismic moment in war and relationship between Iran and Israel, writes correspondent in Tel Aviv. So let's see what was said here. Got greater chance than not. Mark Kimmett, of the US former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, or just to the BBC, Kimmett said that while it was clear the US had launched a substantial hit on Iran's facilities, more formal assessments will still be needed to confirm the extent of the damage. He added that the multiple so-called bunker buster bombs were used at Fordo nuclear site. There was a greater chance that not the facilities out of action. Fucking hell. Wood Trump goes to let's see what else updates. Possible lesson for America's adversaries. US strikes a dangerous situation, says US General Secretary. Cool. Iran Atomic Energy Organization condemns US attacks. We're just getting to more reaction from Iran. The Atomic Energy Association of Iran, the AEOI, condemned America's savage assault. AEOI called the global community to condemn the attacks and support Iran's rightful position. Trump's message to Iran: negotiate or expect more strikes. Fucking hell. I want to see what he said, actually. Let me see. Someone must have what he said. I want to hear it from Donnie's mouth. I want to hear it from Blood Clot Donnie's mouth. What did he say? Big up Blood Clot Colin Rugg. Bear with me a second. Big up the stream chat. Smash the like button. We're not gonna be on this for too long, so don't worry. We're not gonna be on this subject for too long, so do not worry. I just want him. Okay, look, fucking Netanyahu's out here as well. What did let's hear what he said. I guess he spoke to Hannity first, right? Yeah, so this is the first statement that he made. President Trump, here's what he said. By the way, why is Trump still on Truth Social? Does he have stakes in it or something? Does he have a stake in the company? Is he like still a little bit anti-Twitter because of what happened when he got banned on there the first time? Is he kind of doing it as a soft protest towards Elon? Why is he still on Truth Social? Come on. What the fuck's going on? Oh, for fuck's sake. AZ, did you end up eating the 20 wings? No, I didn't, brother. I didn't. Next weekend. I'm trying to save all my shitty cheat meals for the weekend so I can lose all the weight I need to lose to fit into all my Subi, Rick Owens, and Balenciaga clothes. So next weekend I'll do it, but I didn't get a chance to do it this weekend, no. Claire says he owns the majority of stocks. Okay, cool. He owns it. Okay, cool. That makes sense. We've completed this is from Trump. We've completed our very successful attack of the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site of Fordow. Let's say bombs in all caps. Such a psycho. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There's no other military in the world that could have done this. All caps, now is time for peace. You just bombed a nuclear site and you're saying this is peace. Huh? Thank you for your attention on this matter. You just bombed the nuclear. Now it's time for peace. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say, now is time for peace. Iran must stop. Iran must cease its nuclear operations. Like, bro, you just bombed us with no proof that we have any sort of nuclear fucking capabilities in the first place. You just said we were. Didn't he accuse them of, or somebody is accusing them of being behind the assassination plot? Oh, mate. Honestly. So fucking good. Let's read the address quickly. Let's go through it. This is his first appearance of Trump, I guess, on Hannity. I think, did he? Did he say it, or did he speak to him, or did he speak for him? Let's see.
Fox News alert. I just spoke to the President of the United States. I have some new information and breaking details to share about tonight's what is historic air campaign. Now, tonight, Iran's nuclear ambitions, they are officially dead. It appears the United States just completely obliterated Iran's top secret Fordow nuclear facility with 6 huge bunker buster bombs. It was originally speculated that you would only need 2. It turns out they used 5 to 6, dropped from America.
Jesus Christ, man. The glee and the excitement in these guys' voices when they talk about war. That's what comes with being detached from it, innit? And not actually seeing any combat, not actually being on the front lines, not actually seeing these people as human, innit? The glee and the excitement, it's like, bruh, what about the American people at home? What about dealing with homelessness? What about dealing with opioid addictions? What about dealing with fucking, I don't know, gangs and shit? What about dealing with fentanyl? Which they're kind of, I guess, trying to deal with now at the moment. What about dealing with the educational system? What about dealing with fucking AI and how to fucking make sure your population is ready for that change? What about dealing with all that sort of shit? Housing, education, bombs, you know? This man's excited about bombs.
America's stealth B-2 bombers, and that's not all. 2 other major Iranian nuclear sites, Natanz and Esfahan, were wiped out with 30 Tomahawk missiles launched by American submarines some 400 miles away. Everyone is out of harm's way for now. That does not mean that American assets in the region are not at risk, and we are monitoring the Iranian response.
Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, cool. And then, what's this? Netanyahu thanking Trump and America for bombing Iran. Let's hear what Netanyahu has to say. Ye was right about this guy, innit? Ye was fucking right. Netanyahu. He was definitely right about him.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do.
Jesus Christ.
History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons.
I feel like they said this before. I feel like I've heard this rhetoric, this type of cadence, this type of demonization before. I think I heard of this. It sounds very similar. It sounds very, very, very similar. Very fucking similar.
His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First come.
Me and Donald like the same things. President Trump and I often say, yuck.
Strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus, they fucking started it. They fucking started it. Holy shit, man. What a shit show. And we're just here watching the fireworks, isn't it? Us civilians. We're just here watching the fireworks. Watching the fucking fireworks. God almighty. Hopelessness. And then his Trump, his address, let's see what he has to say.
Their enrichment capacity and a stop.
We bombed Iran. They screamed like dogs at the nuclear facility. We had them whimpering. They whimpered like dogs. Tulsi was wrong. Bombs were dropped. Bodies fell. Oh, God. Where is Tulsi, by the way? Where's fucking Tulsi?
The objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must...
The bully of the Middle East is Iran. Really?
now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. The objective was the...
Okay, bro, whatever you say. Another one?
They could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow,
Powerful
General
bunch.
Kane...
Big up Azad.
Frisbee hats should be handed out to these dancers.
Hand them more than fucking hats. Big up Aziz. I want to hand them more than fucking hats, I'll tell you that.
There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you.
We thank you, God. God Almighty. But someone did say that. I read somewhere that someone did say that even though he's been a bit of a fake Christian over the years, so I still remember that epic interview of him saying he loved the Bible. He's got loads of favorite Bible verses, and he couldn't name one. Somebody said there's a report out there that since the failed assassination, he's become very religious now, which makes sense because he's getting older too. But allegedly, he's become way more religious. Like he actually prays and shit. We use the Bible quite often since the shooting. And weirdly enough, that assassination attempt has emboldened him even more. Has made him actually believe that he's like God's chosen one. You know, like. So it's actually had the opposite effect, you know. People thought the assassination would like humble him or something or whatever, make him more introspective, but it's actually made him it's actually made him feel like invincible, allegedly. Fucking crazy guy, bro. Jesus Christ. Another update here. What's he talking about? A tweet from Truth Social. All caps, by the way. Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Cool, man. Cool. Cool. Great to see. Great to hear. Great times, isn't it? Great times. We having fun. Are we having fun out there? Are you having fun out there, people? Are you enjoying this stream? Is this fun? Is this fucking fun? If you're having fun, you're liking the stream, smash that like button, hit subscribe. The end of the world is coming, so you may as well become a member. The end of the world is nigh. I probably won't be going to Berlin soon. I want to go to Berlin in July. I'm probably not going because I probably won't be around. Neither would you. So if that's the case, you might as well just blow it all. Subscribe to the channel. Become a fucking member. Click the link in the description. Gift the membership. Buy a membership. Whatever you need to do. You know? Oh. You gotta love the world we live in. You gotta love the world we live in. You gotta love the world we live in. Cool. Move on. Let's move on. I want to quickly talk about this. Where is it? There you go. This. So, I want some of you guys in the stream chat to tell me this, right? I know this is an American thing, but just surprise across the world. What is it about people who get into arguments like this or fights on planes? Belligerence. Like, how does it happen? Because me, myself, I'm sure some of you guys in the stream chat are the same. When I'm going to the airport, I'm not a very anxious person. I'm very even keeled. I'm also got this like toxic male thing where I don't believe men should be panicked. Men should be frantic. Men should be worried, right? I would believe men should always be the calmest people in the room at all fucking times. But I can't lie. When I go to the airport, I'm fucking nervous. I'm always double checking my pockets, making sure I got my passport, double checking my wallet app on my phone to make sure I have my boarding pass, checking my boarding pass every fucking 2 minutes to see if the gate is there, checking my passport again, double checking my bag. Have I got my fucking converter, my charger? Is my laptop in there? Do I have my book? Did I pack my toothbrush? Do I have the underwear I like to wear? Like, I'm just constantly running through these things at the airport. The only time I'm calm is when I was sitting on the actual plane and it's taking off. That's the best time ever, I swear to God. Weirdly enough, my favorite time on being on a plane is when the plane takes off. I'm like, I can just let myself go. But there are some people out there who don't have any of that sort of angst or worry, and instead they get into arguments and fights on planes. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how does that even happen? Aren't you worried about getting to your destination? Aren't you worried about getting on the plane in the first place? But no, these people get banned and black. It's like, how does it happen? How?
Stay there.
Don't
Let
touch
me show.
people.
Touch her. No.
Don't touch
No,
her.
this is where her asshole is.
Do not touch her.
Look at her.
Shut the fuck up. Don't fucking touch me. Let go of her hand.
Blow. That's a fucking grip, innit? One thing women are really good at, and people, Uche Street Chat, let me know if there's some sort of like reason behind this. Why do women have such a great general grip on hair? What is it about women's ability to grab hair like a vice that's like unparalleled? Like, there's 3 people around there. They can't break her grip. What is it about women's ability to grab hair that is like vice shit? Like, they can't break it. There's a black man there, a big black man. Even he can't break her grip. Jesus, she might scalp this woman, you know.
Do that. Let go, man. Let go of her hair.
Yeah, the hat's cool, isn't it? I'm about to say, yeah, cool head hardy. Oh, big up Uche, too easy. Okay, cool. That's a good point. Fuck, look, she's already losing some hair here. To be fair, I'd wear the hat. And I'd probably hang out with her. I'm not gonna lie. She seems like it'd be a fun time to go out drinking with. She seems like she'd be a fun person to go on a night out with. I'm sorry to God. She seems like fun. She might get you in trouble. You might end up in a fight somewhere, but she seems like fun.
I'm not. Andre, I'm not even touching your hair, bitch. Andre, you need the police right now.
You need to let go right now.
We need those 911.
You need to let go.
911, bro.
You need to let go right now.
Look at that. She's still got the grip.
Miss the first area right now.
No.
Yeah.
She still got the grip.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to sit next to a fucking fat lady. Let go of her
hair. Whoa. I didn't want to sit next to a fat lady. I'm sorry, I didn't want to sit next to a fat lady. Is this why they're fighting? Is she beating up this woman because she's fat? No way. No way she beat up this woman because she's fat. No way.
Let go
over here. You guys are already past the point of no return. You're already past the point of no return over here. So for hair, miss. Y'all see me. You know what's going on.
Oh, finally.
Retarded. Yeah, put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. All right. Look at this fat lady. Look at this fat ass bitch. She can.
She's like, I might be arrested, but you still fat. It's like, yo, what is wrong with this girl, bro? So this whole fight is because that woman's fat. This woman's crazy, bro. She seems like fun too.
Can't even look. You
yeah, exactly, Uche. She seems like fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to have a drink.
Powerful bunch.
Look what son this is.
You better be careful and slam down before your next flight, or I'ma do you the same way.
He's fat. He's black. He's fat and he's black. I don't want to sit here.
can't even see her stomach. It's horrible. Look at her outfit. Look at this fat ass bitch. Hilarious. You can't even show your mouth because you're embarrassed.
You can't show your mouth because you're embarrassed. Are these plainclothes officers? Who's the officer here? No one's wearing a uniform. Are these people? Is this a citizen's arrest? Or these random passengers have like handcuffs in their fucking luggage? Who are these people arresting her?
You can't even see it because you're embarrassed. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, they got zip tie. They got zip tie cuffs. They got zip tie cuffs. Okay. So random passengers are applying zip. Where does Southwest? Hold on. Where does Southwest airline? What do you call it? Stewardess. Why is there only one lady there? Why are the passengers arresting or restraining this woman? Where the staff? Where the Southwest Airlines staff? Why are the passengers restraining this woman? Like, what the fuck?
Who is Alana?
Sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, ugly ass fucking dude who's never gonna lay it again. Okay, I'm sorry, black guy. My boyfriend's black, so shut the fuck up.
Whoa! No, the whole plane. Whoa, the whole plane. I'm sorry, black guy. One more time. Oh, the whole plane. Like,
Again. Okay, I'm sorry, black guy. My boyfriend's black, so shut the fuck up. My boyfriend's fucking a black guy. My boyfriend's a black.
Not gonna lie. Kind of getting turned on out here. Not gonna lie. Kind of getting bricked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting bricked up right now. I think she's talking to me.
Okay, I'm sorry, black guy. My boyfriend's black, so shut the fuck up. My boyfriend's fucking a black guy. My boyfriend's a black. My boyfriend's black. My boyfriend's a fucking black guy. You're joking.
Oh my god.
She's so fucked up she can't even spit properly. Oh, she's so fucked up she can't even spit properly. Oh my god, man. Bless that woman, man. She's being fucking attacked for her weight. She's being ripped. Her hair's being ripped. She's been spat on. Like, fucking hell. She's gone through it, man. Big up that woman, man. This is brutal. This is horrible.
You're joking.
Oh my god.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up my nuts. Thank you for joining. Big up my nuts. Big up my nuts. You're a legend. Big up blood clot my nuts. My nuts. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining and get us closer to our goal. 5 days into a 31-day stream. Are we gonna make day 31? Is this gonna be the longest running consecutive stream that I've done marathon wise? Will you join me? Will you help the green bar fill up? Is your boyfriend a black guy? Oh my god, bro. I'm so bricked up right now. You have no idea.
We're not doing all that. We're not doing Shut the fuck up. 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 Yeah, first he's done.
Oof, head down as well. Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Whew. Not gonna lie, man, that was eventful. And I just can't work out why I and most regular civilians, most regular humans are nervous about planes, are nervous about airports, are just worried and always frantic and worried about getting on that plane and making sure you get there before the gates close. And there's other people who get into arguments and beefs and fights and get blacklisted and arrested because they randomly get sat next to somebody who's a bit big and they don't like it.
Powerful bunch.
This is what a real free speech warrior looks like.
Exactly, yeah. She's got a bit of a blue hair streak too. You know what's funny too about this interaction? In most planes I've been on, if you just approach the stewardess after the plane takes off and you quietly have a word and say, hey, can I move seats? Because I'm sitting next to somebody that's a bit big and maybe there's not enough room there. Most of the time they'll help you move, or they'll tell you there's a seat where you can maybe move to. You just have to be kind and have some level of manners. It's not that difficult. Like they'll help you out. So I don't even know why she was going all crazy. There's no need for that, to be honest. But you know, there's an update video. Let's see the update video. This is part 2. Part 2 update. Let's see what happened. What's the update? Let's see. There's a part 2 here that I haven't watched yet. Let's see what happened. The part 2 actually is getting taken off the airplane.
Ugly ass bitch, you're so fucking ugly. You guys, you never got laid in your life. Your boyfriend's dick is like 2 inches big. That's embarrassing.
You never got laid in your life. Let's go.
I'm so sorry about your boyfriend. That's horrible. That's horrible. I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Her boyfriend's definitely black, isn't it? Hey. I'm here all night, folks. I'm here all night.
Okay. Let me go. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Shut the fuck up. I can't breathe. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oof. I can save her, man. I can save her. I can fucking save her.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Nobody's fucking touching me. Fuck you. You're not letting me go, motherfucker. You're corny as fuck. Nobody's letting me go.
What do you think is going on? What do you think is going on? What do you think is going on? Mental illness? High? Just a stinky attitude? What do you think is happening here? Is she unwell, or is she just a bit of a bullshit person? Like, honestly. Like, what does, like, I get being annoyed that you're sat next to somebody who's a bit bigger. I understand being annoyed by it. I get it. It's not nice, but I understand it. But what is, how does it get to this? Like, what are you doing? You're having a tantrum. Huh.
I can get out. Yeah, you shouldn't get out. You're fucking fat as shit. You're disgusting fat as.
Why are they letting her still honestly, this fat woman, right? Sorry, this is the only way I could describe her. This lady, I hope she sues Southwest. Because not once have they removed this woman from her fucking vicinity. She's gotten her hair pulled, probably some hair ripped out. She's been spat on, insulted, and now she's getting kicked. Like, how's she getting abused when this woman's handcuffed? How's this woman still getting abused when this woman's handcuffed? Fucking hell. Southwest is a fucking garbage airline, isn't it?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fat ass pig! Fuck you! You're so beautiful! You're stunning! Shut the fuck up! Can anybody do something, please?
Exactly. Thank you, lady. Exactly. I was saying the same thing. Exactly. What is going on, bro? None of the Southwest airline people want to jump in. The passengers who are arresting or who are handcuffing her naturally don't want to get involved now because she's going to crazy girl mode. But where the staff? Why is there only one Southwest agent here? This lady with the fucking walkie-talkie. Where the rest of the staff? Where the rest of the fucking staff? Like fucking hell! Don't you have security at airports? Did they call us? Why did security take so long to get there? This woman's tearing up the entire plane. She's got everybody on fucking skates. Like one person. God almighty.
Yeah, okay,
Honestly, that lady's too nice. If that was me and I stood up, I would have stood up and just like stepped on her as I walked past. She's like, fully in her fucking stomach. Do you know what I mean? There you go. No more babies for you, crazy bitch. Like that's what I would have done. Like this woman's she's a nice lady. I was like, there you go. No more smoking of the crack rock for you. Fingers are gone. Just give a little footballer stamp like, that lady's too nice, man. She's too fucking nice. You got your hair pulled, spat on, scratched, kicked. She got fucking bitch. Kicked her right in the cunt. Like, there you go. Fucking idiot.
I'm gonna send her this way. Okay, I'm sorry. My boyfriend is black.
Okay, I'm sorry. My boyfriend is black. Okay, I'm sorry. By the way, look at the black guy putting his hand on the shoulder. You see, look. She do that crazy. Look at the black guy coming to her rescue. Black guys recognize talent. We know talent when we see it. We know talent when we see it. Look at him. Look at him. On one knee, got a hand on her shoulder.
No, you don't like down right now? No, my boyfriend's black. You just chill the fuck out of respect.
Nah, this has to be. Am I off by saying this is probably prescription pills? These mood swings, or is she probably bipolar or something? These mood swings, man. She went from screaming about how it's unfair, kicking a woman, and then when a black guy put his hand on her shoulder, she started talking about how she's an ally. My boyfriend is black, please. This is a pill thing, isn't it? Right? Probably.
Powerful bunch.
What's all this?
He said, look at me. I'm your boyfriend now.
The funny thing about that line is that it only works for white guys. A black guy says that to somebody, you're going to prison. If a black guy said that to any woman, you're my boyfriend now, it's not going to work the same way. Brian Callen says that allegedly. He's walking around free doing fucking podcasts. Was not fair, mate.
Alright, I can do it. No, you need to fucking chill the fuck out. Fuck you! Fuck you! Leave me the fuck alone! Look at that ugly ass bitch! No. You're so fucking fat. Leave me a fuck alone. I would rather her. You're fucking.
Wow, it's pretty flexible. Pretty impressive there. She did a little like I don't know what that's called where you do like a back. You know what I mean? She was laying down flat and then she somehow got her feet up to kick this lady in her stomach. You're so fucking fat right there. You know? Look at that.
Fucking fat. Leave me a fuck.
Boom.
I would rather her. You're fucking fat. Leave me a fuck. I would rather fat. Leave me a fuck. I would fat. Leave me a fuck. I would rather fat. Leave me a fuck. I would rather her. You're fucking disgusting. Don't fucking touch me.
So why don't you jump over here? She can damage this stuff, but
yeah, I'll damage all your shit. I'm not damaging anything, bro.
Fucking hell. Wow. Impressive young lady. Impressive young lady. I wonder what she's doing right now. As missiles fly into Iran, I wonder what that lady's doing right now. Ay. Moving on. Let's do. What should we do here? Let's do a bit of Fighting Kid Reddit. Actually, I ain't been on there in a while. Let's see what these motherfuckers are saying on the Fire and the Kids sub. Let's go on there. Big up the stream chat. Big up the stream chat. Big up the stream chat. Let's see. What have I missed out on here? What have I missed out on? What have I missed out on? What have I missed out on? I've seen most things, haven't I? Brendan reminds us Theo is like him. Let's see. Let's go. We've done this tour. Let's go with this one. Why lie about this? What does why lie about this say? Let's see. Oh, the fucking feet are out again, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Let's go.
Like Alaska, that was the best trip I've ever been on. I could do that every weekend. I loved it.
Really?
Loved it. Loved it.
Lies.
Some cows.
Would you now? Would you make it a yearly kind of holiday and come out here every year?
I like it out here. I like the people.
Yeah, not what I asked.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not a fisherman, but I would do it out here.
You and me, and I told Lex this too. Like, I'm glad I came. It's
Yeah,
you know,
me
I'm
too.
a homebody. I hate traveling.
Yeah.
I hate traveling. Right,
But it's so beautiful
I
out
like
here.
being at home, but I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
But also, it's like not my passion. I get why people love it.
If you're gonna fish, this is where you come.
100%.
Sportsman's
It's
Cove
insane.
Lodge.
I'm terrible at fishing. I caught so many stupid fish.
Yeah.
But the thing is I got my rocks off on one day.
Yeah.
You know, one day I'm good.
Yeah, you're.
It's funny he says that because it's like, do you have to be passionate about fishing to appreciate Alaska, or to appreciate a place like the way they went? Do you have to be balls deep into fishing to appreciate the great outdoors, to appreciate or enjoy sitting on a boat on a lake? You don't even have to. I bet you don't even have to fish, do you? You don't even have to fish. Just enjoying the sound of the fucking water, the peace and tranquility, not being connected to your phone, looking up at the sky. Like, do you really need to be fucking into fish to enjoy sitting on a boat on a lake? Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? And the lie is impressive too, but I don't really understand. I don't get the lie though. I'm trying to figure out what the lie is. Why is Brendan now lying that he enjoyed that Alaska trip? Is it because of Texas? Because maybe he thinks if he says he enjoyed it, it makes him seem like a rugged man or something, like an outdoors type. Is that why he's saying it? Because he was quite, even when you watched the vlog, remember the vlog? We watched the vlog of Chins. He was clearly not enjoying it. He's clearly not having a good time. So why is he now trying to retcon and, you know, spin it and say that he did enjoy it? It was the best trip he's ever been to. Or he's just a pathological liar. He just lies about anything and everything. Such a bizarre thing to lie about, though. One time you said you hated it, now you're saying you love it. Okay. Moving on. Sorry, T, you can't join this tier 1 travel ball team because Chad's dad is into Teslas.
Nothing better.
And then as far as like the travel ball stuff goes, Tiger has a tryout next week. We have tryouts with 3 different teams. But again, for T, you know, it's just about doing his thing. He'll do fine. He'll make a team. You hope he should. But it's about doing that. But then also, it's a big commitment. It has to be a fit for me too. Because remember, I spend damn near every free hour I have with those baseball dads on the weekends.
Yeah.
So it's as much of a fit as for Tiger, it has to be a fit for me too.
What do you mean?
Because we've had teams.
We are trialing out for some teams. I thought we was a weird. That's a weird. I was like, hold on, that's a red flag. You're saying we. You're not playing. Then at the end he said, it's actually the team he goes to is important that I like it too. Huh? You're not playing, bro. It's got nothing to do with you. You're supporting your son. I get it, but surely it's your son's. The son is the priority here, no? Shouldn't his preference be the priority? Shouldn't the place that he feels more comfortable at be the one that you should be leaning towards, as opposed to the ones that you like? If anything, you should maybe give him advice on advise his choices and shit. But ultimately, if he decides against it, you should lean towards his because you trust his opinion and you want him to be comfortable. You want him to enjoy himself. What a bizarre thing to say. Like, what? Oh, because I go to all the games, so it's important that I like it too. Huh? So you have to like the teams and the parents in order for you to kind of, but you don't even like, it's so, all this is so weird because I get he's not really the most social person in the world and doesn't really have to have friends and shit. I'm kind of the same. I get it. But he's acting as if that's an important part of the selection process to choose what travel ball team Tiger ends up playing for. But he doesn't actually talk to anybody. So why does that matter? You know? I get it if you're like the social person and you like going for drinks with the parents and shit and you want to make sure that maybe there's at least 1 or 2 fun dads there. I guess, fair. It's still dumb, but I guess. But he doesn't, you know, when they do invite him over, when the other parents do invite him for a drink or a barbecue, he makes it seem like the most boring nonsense thing ever. He almost makes it seem like, you know, he's way better than them and shouldn't waste their time hanging out with these regular people. So if that's the case, why are you bothered if you get along with the parents or not? Why would that be a concern of yours? Wouldn't the main concern be, oh, is my son having fun? Is my son happy? Like, especially moving to a new place. Surely if you pulled your entire family out of fucking LA to move to Texas to get closer to Rogan and to maybe, you know, make your money last longer or stretch longer, surely they are then owed. Surely you owe them the license to choose what they want to do, right? Like, imagine your dad fucking wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, hey, you have to move to fucking Texas because I want to get next to Rogan. Then when you get there, he starts to micromanage your life and tell you exactly what you have to do. It's like, bruh, you dragged me here kicking and screaming out of my private school here. I agreed, I came along, but now you don't get to run my life. Like, come on. Fucking bizarre, bro. And is that an AP, by the way? I'm not good at watches, but is that an AP? I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it via Google. I think that might be an AP, in it. Let's see what Google says. I think that might be an AP. Let's see. Let's see. Can we see it? Let's see if we can find it via the Google image searches. I am thinking that could be a fucking AP. Which is fucking crazy. I wonder if it's real. What are the chances he's got a real AP? Okay, they're saying it might be an Omega, but I think it's an AP. Google search is saying it might be an Omega, but I think it's one of these ones. I think it's an AP though. It's got that square design. Let's see if I can find one. AP gold watch. I think it's an AP. I think that's what he's got on. I think it's one of, yeah, I think it's this one. One of these ones. I think he's got one of those. Big up the stream chat. Babs out here looking more clapped and more looking at exactly. This guy has no real friends exactly. Could just be a gold PRX. I doubt it's an AP. What's a PRX? I don't know what that is. What is a PRX gold watch? Never heard of that. What the fuck is a PRX? All I know is P90X. You get me? It's the only thing that I know. And X Games. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's true. Big up Asad Aziz. That's a good call. That's a good call, brother. That actually could be the one as well. That's a good fucking call. Tissot PR. That's a very, very good call. It looks kind of similar shape-wise as well. That's a very, very, very good call. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that or the AP. What do you guys think in the stream chat? What are you guys leaning towards? Let's actually make that a poll. What do you think? What do you guys think? Which watch does Papa own? Which watch does Papa wear? AP Royal Oak. Or what's that called? Is it Tissot PRX? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. We'll leave it up for like 3 minutes. We'll leave it up for like 3 minutes. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because one watch is pre-owned on Farfetch, 32,000. I'm not too sure how much the retail is, and maybe you guys in street can let me know. Not sure what the retail, but they're saying 32,000 pre-owned, and this watch is about $300, I think, right? The PRX, the one that Assad mentioned. So the PRX goes from anywhere from £700 upwards. It looks like, or it's 700, 300 if it's a silver version. So what do you guys think? Which watch does Brendan have? AP or the PRX? Which one does Papa have? AP or PRX? AP or PRX? I'll buy the fact. Yeah. So let me know. I'll leave out 3 minutes. Let's go to the next video. What we've got here, next post. Papa reminds us Theo is like him, and he just spoke to him yesterday. It's funny, isn't it? Whenever he does mention Theo or anybody famous, he always just spoke to him the other day. It's always like a common thing, isn't it? Whenever they mention this type of story, oh yeah, I just spoke to him. Yeah, really? That's an interesting coincidence, isn't it? Interesting coincidence. You always happen to speak to somebody at the same time you're talking about them.
You listen to
when you get to know
all
JD
the politicians
fans.
should come on there.
I know.
Because Theo,
you see the
feels
human
like
side of
me.
them.
Feels like me. He dips his toes in there. He kind of knows it, but he's not too into the weeds. So they're general questions that we're all curious about that no one asked them, but it's his way of thinking, dude.
There's an
Actually, I think Asad Aziz is right. Now I'm looking at him more. I think it's actually right. Now I'm looking at it closely. I think it is that PRX watch. I think it is that. It's not an AP anyway. I don't think it's an AP, because that'd be a crazy thing to buy, considering you just. Because my theory is that he's moved to Austin because he wants to save money. His money can go longer. He can have a house without a mortgage out there. But if you're moving to Austin and then you're not actually saving money, but you're buying $30,000, $50,000 watches to mark your, because Brendan's got this weird thing where, like Rogan, I think whenever they do something, they kind of celebrate by buying something. So maybe he kind of like, oh yeah, I moved to Austin, Texas, I finally did it, and to kind of like, you know, memorialize the day, he goes and purchase something. I just don't think a big fancy watch is a good idea, maybe, but hey, everyone's got their ideas what they do with their stuff. But it's most likely that PRX watch, I think.
Innocence
He
to
is.
it. There's an innocence.
It's his
to
lane.
Theo.
There's no one else.
Nobody.
You can find other Brians and Brendans. You can find other, insert whatever podcast host you want. There is not another Theo. When it's with these big politicians,
he's so unique.
He's not nervous. He's doing his thing.
I know.
There's information there. It's so good, dude.
He's so unique.
I just talked to him yesterday.
Really?
Just talked to him yesterday.
He's such a unique.
Of course you did. 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 Of course you did, mate. Of course he's posting yesterday. Do you guys realize or notice how he has this how he's a very complimentary always to people who are very talented, like at the top of their game in comparison to him. It must be a narcissistic thing, right? Where like you always give props to people who are super well known and ahead, but then you do it in relation to you. So it kind of sounds like you're being humble or you have a level of humility, but you're actually jacking yourself up. It's actually about making you sound amazing. Oh yeah, you can find any other host to replace us, but you can't find one to replace Theo. It's almost as if you're saying you're just underneath Theo. You know, it's an interesting way to kind of give somebody props by also jacking yourself off. Let's see the poll results anyway. I'm just looking now. The majority of people was XJ. The majority of the stream chat. I take it the results of the poll is a reflection of people just not giving a fuck. I think XJ is the I don't give a fuck button now. Honestly, I think XJ is the de facto I don't give a fuck button. Chin, what else you got? That's what it is. XJ is Chin, what else you got? Okay, cool. We're ending the poll. Big up everybody for voting. Appreciate you. Let's move on. Bappa admits he's heartbroken about leaving LA.
He texts me. I don't know if he knew I moved or something like that. And he's like, checking in, man, blah, blah, blah. You going through a tough time? And I was like, I just moved to Austin, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find my way. It's I'm heartbroken about LA. Yeah.
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 You
Is
do
it-
miss LA, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I miss my community, my routine. You know, I'll find it, and it's starting to happen.
Yeah,
you know,
you'll find it, you'll
like I talked to this guy last night, and he moved from LA, and he was like, "Yeah, Texas is great, man. Best decision I ever made." He goes, "But you should know it's no LA, because you're gonna miss. There's no replacing LA." And I was like, "Oh, how long did it take you to get? How long did it take you to get like back in your routine and feeling comfortable?" It was 3 years. I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, tough 3 years." Tough 3 years. I went, oh shit.
See, I don't feel that way.
I went, hopefully it's faster for me than that. He goes, probably not, but you figure it's only 3 years.
I know I sound dumb when I get surprised that he didn't do any research, and I get it. When has Brendan ever done any research for anything he's ever done in life ever? But I just can't get over the fact that he moved his entire family to a place where he didn't do any research. Like he didn't he didn't even speak to anyone beforehand. Somebody that maybe have moved from LA to Texas recently to kind of give him the lay of the land. Maybe give him some things to look out for. Because every time he speaks about it, like, I know it's boring, this topic, but he sounds like he's learning all this stuff now, like newly, fresh information. Oh my God. Like, he's just finding out now that, oh, it actually is difficult moving there. You're actually going to miss LA, even though you hated LA and you moved to Texas because of you hated LA and you called it North Korea with a beach and you hated Newsom and maybe you had bad memories there because of how everything went on with fucking Bobby Lee and Kalila and Annie Liederman. You're still going to, like, it's like he's just finding out that you're going to miss the place that you called home for 10 plus years, no matter where you go. He's just coming to, that's how, What did you think was going to happen? Do you think he was going to move to Texas and it was going to wipe away his memory, or it was going to suddenly transform him? Like, what? It's not like you're not even moving to another country. You're just going to another state. And some people say that Texas isn't, like other parts of that place, of the South, It's maybe a little bit more progressive. So is it really going to be that different from what you'll have anywhere in LA anyway? Like, it's honestly fascinating to me that he does that. I'm not really too sure what the fake laughing's about. Part of me wants to say it's kind of disingenuous, but I also think it's just his way of maybe coping with the story. But that little fake laughing that he does when he's talking about people and topics and stuff, it's an odd thing to do, isn't it? It's like so is it really that funny in your head, or are you just coping? What's going on here? But yeah, not surprised he's heartbroken leaving LA. Not surprised, because most likely it's less so about him heartbreaking. No, let me read that again. I reckon he's probably not heartbroken about leaving LA. He's probably heartbroken that Texas isn't what LA was, if that makes sense. He probably thought in his naive head that Texas was going to be like LA, or Austin was going to be like LA. He probably thought that. Now he's out there and he's like, oh shit, it's not like that at all. So that's what's making him probably feel like he's heartbroken. Which again, it's like, you probably could have found this out if you just slipped over there for the weekend on an Airbnb. You maybe would have found it out if you just spoke to somebody that moved there. But then again, maybe you can't speak to anybody because of what happened to Andy Liederman and Bobby Lee in the first place, Maybe he literally has nobody to call, which is kind of insane, to be honest. Considering where he was before, in the fucking circle of Rogan and shit, to being in a place where you don't have anyone to call. What happened to Rogan, by the way? Didn't Rogan used to live in LA? Also, like, they haven't spoken about Rogan since they arrived, have they? I don't think they've spoken about Rogan once. Even Callan, has he been on the mothership? Like, for people who always name drop Rogan, they're now in his fucking home state. They haven't mentioned meeting him, going out for steaks and shit, whatever, once. Is Rogan avoiding them? Are they avoiding calling Rogan? Like, what the fuck's going on? What a bizarre situation they're in. Once we're in the inner circle, and now they've moved there, and Rogan hasn't mentioned it on his pod. They haven't mentioned meeting him. Insane. Comedy Rat Pack was never real.
All this starts from Joe Rogan. So before I hit the comments,
but he doesn't give a shit about any of that, does he? He just does whatever the fuck he wants, and sometimes it works.
He does whatever he wants, and he's the leader of the pack. But he's also the reason why we embrace each other. And, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago at the Comedy Store, it was the Comedy Rat Pack. And we were the Rat Pack, and we were the guys, and every show was sold out. Our names on the marquee. And then the pandemic hits.
You know what I'm figuring out about this Rat Pack? They were just the ones on the outside in. And then Rogan was really famous, and they managed to then become the new in guys, the new popular kids. Essentially. I'm assuming there was probably never a time where the Comedy Store was not kind of toxic. Because you hear it from Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's always the best reflection of this because he's a little small Asian man, and he always speaks about how uncomfortable it was being in a Comedy Store, how it felt like high school, the kind of bullying and shit. So most likely, before Rogan got in the Comedy Store, it was a certain way, and the older comics there were treating the comics coming up a certain way. But then when Rogan got in and his boys got in, they did the same thing that those guys did, So even though they make it seem like, oh my God, these comedians are all helping each other out, we go on each other's shows, they're all fucking, patting each other on the back for inviting each other on shows. But I think it's just because of the times we live in, we have podcasts. I think if the guys that they replaced had pods too, they'll do the same thing. They looked after each other. So that's all it was. They just all looked after each other, but they kind of hated strangers. They hated outsiders and shit. So I'm assuming if you're a comedian and you were around that time, you probably are loving it now in the Comedy Store because now it's your turn to kind of be the person, So everyone's sort of like copying the mistakes of the previous generation, which is kind of sad, but most likely that's what happened.
The pandemic hits, and the leader of the Rat Pack leaves. Joe Rogan leaves.
The guy who kind of sucks.
The guy who kind of sucks.
Come on,
right?
one of us is going to make it, right?
Yeah, someone else does.
You bring us with you.
Yeah. It's
I'm like, whoa, where's everybody? I thought, all right.
I just heard what he said. One of us sucks. You got okay. That's funny.
Leader of the Rat Pack leaves. Joe Rogan leaves.
The guy who kind of sucks.
The guy who kind of sucks.
Come on,
right?
one of us is going to make it,
Yeah,
right?
someone else does.
You bring us with you.
Yeah. It's
I'm like, whoa, where's everybody? I thought, all right. The troops, although we're not in LA, we got to rally. Let's rally around each other. And it broke my heart, man.
When I think of when he says rally, I always think of the fucking brand, the bike brand. I swear to God, the way he pronounces it. I always think of the bicycle brand. I swear to God.
Broke no. I thought we were all gonna fight, man.
Yeah.
I thought we were. What happened?
Yeah.
I thought we were all gonna fight.
Right.
Where did you guys?
It is a good question to ask though. Because before Callan got cancelled and shit, Rogan used to love, or Chris D'Elia got cancelled, Rogan used to love talking about cancel culture. When Aziz Ansari went down, I think he was speaking about that for time. But as soon as cancel culture came off the comedians, as soon as cancel culture arrived at the comedian's doorstep, he clammed up. He refused
Powerful bunch.
KC.
Was Bob expecting to put on a Trump rally?
Basically. Trump rally for a guy that's been accused of being a PDF. Fucking hell. Crazy shit.
Let's go.
Right.
You left us.
Yeah, that's what I say. So when the whole Callan and Chris D'Elia shit went down, they did all clam up. All these people that were like free speech and anti-cancel culture, the one time that they had the opportunity to kind of flex their muscle and show they were anti-cancel culture, they all tucked their tail and run. Rogan legitimately didn't mention Callan's name for like 2 years or something, nearly. It was pretty fucking gnarly to see how quickly they all fucking clammed up and refused to speak about cancel culture again when it came knocking on their door, hey?
We weren't a community.
No.
We weren't friends.
You guys were only our friends because we could help you.
Yeah.
And then when we needed your help at the most, you guys are nowhere to be found.
But that's a bit insane too. To expect people to throw away their careers to defend somebody that's been accused of rape is fucking insane, to be fair. Because the shoe's on the other foot, they wouldn't do it. That's the funny thing. The hypocrisy of it all is that if the shoe was on the other foot and it was somebody else that got cancelled and Brendan and Brian were required to kind of step up for them and speak up for them, they wouldn't. They especially Brendan, he fucking no way he would.
Whoever makes it will take care of the other ones.
Really? Does that sound like a deal you would make?
Sounds like a deal you'd make one night while you're drinking, not a real deal.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, exactly.
Even to this fucking day. Fuck you.
But you got to forgive. Because
Sure.
people are afraid.
And
they don't know.
I don't hold resentment.
Sometimes they don't know.
I don't hold resentment. I don't
It sounds like you do hold resentment, bro. It sounds like you do. It sounds like you do, but Brian made you feel bad, so you changed your mind. It sounds like you do hold a lot of resentment.
Think about it, to be honest with you. But also, fuck you.
So three of us, right?
We're all in this
ZR,
together,
relax.
boys. We said we were in this together. Like, hey. We
You
didn't
promised.
You I said get away.
I think the golden age and what we were doing was so special. We took it for granted. And I didn't realize.
No, you took it for granted, not we. He loves blaming the team, innit? He loves blaming the team. Zero accountability. No, Brendan. You took it for granted, which he probably is regretting now, to be honest. He probably now appreciates how good he had it. But yeah, we didn't take it for granted. No, I think you're the only person that didn't take it for granted. You thought it was going to last forever, and then you got your big mouth yapping, and then look what happened. Spun yourself into a tizzy.
At the time, how special it was in my theater where my fish tank are, and like my man cave. I have 4 pictures from those days. Frozen moment. That was the best time ever.
Yeah. Listen, this is the best life. This is the best life for guys.
Oh, 100%.
We're the luckiest fucking people that have ever lived.
Like you.
This is the best life for guys. Drinking Bud Lights and half smoking cigars, talking about comedy.
You had Jimmy Carr on, and he was talking he's like, I'm doing this today, then I'm going to Chappelle's thing, then I'm doing Kill Tony, then I'm doing the Mothership, then I'm doing an arena in fucking Scandinavia. It's
best life.
What a life.
It's the best life. Just a take on anything and everything that's like, ah!
Yeah.
Okay, buddy, sure. I love how Rogan thinks being a comedian is everyone's dream, innit? Everyone wants to be a comedian. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life, you want to be a comedian. It's like, okay, bro. Okay, I guess so. I guess so, brother. But yeah, big up the comedy Rat Pack. Buys a house next to a lake but doesn't like boats. What a title.
I gotta become a
But he enjoys boats. Doesn't make sense.
lake guy too, man. Everyone around me has golf carts and boats. I
Yeah,
gotta become a lake guy.
Boat's nice. Boat is good up there.
Oh, no,
Water ski, wakeboard.
I just didn't grow up around lakes. Everyone's doing it. Like they went out yesterday.
Why is he like this? Is it just an inability to articulate himself? So you have to grow up around lakes to enjoy being in boats or to enjoy lakes. What? I didn't grow up around lakes. He's so fucking weird. I swear to God. Like, if you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. Like, just say, I don't want to do it. I'm a homebody. I don't give a fuck about outdoor activities. Especially not like adult fun stuff. Just say that. Like, I didn't grow up around lakes. It's almost as if he's blaming his parents. Is he blaming his parents? Is this another I blame the team thing? It's never his decision of like, I just don't want to go because I don't like it. So it's like, oh, I didn't grow up around lakes. My parents didn't have me going to lakes. It's like, what? Lakes?
Let's go. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you can get real
lake guy.
you can get real bored of that. You can do a jet ski, but after a while you're like, you know.
No, I'm not like you, dude. I enjoy it. Yeah. Like Alaska, that was the best trip I've ever been on. I could do that every weekend. I loved it.
Really?
Loved it. Loved it.
Look at Brian. Look at him like he's talking shit. The whole Chin vlog we watched, all they were doing was being on boats. All they were doing was fishing in their fucking super brand new fishing gear. So he doesn't like boats. But then his best trip of recent years was one where they went to that lake resort thing in Alaska. Or wherever it was. Makes sense.
Loved it.
Just say you don't want to go outside. Say you don't want human contact. It's fine as well. You're allowed to say that. But this, I didn't grow up around lakes. That's why I don't enjoy lakes. It's fucking hilarious. Oh. One guy trying to make a Reddit safe space. Papa. Has a successful podcast ever come back after hitting rock bottom? I don't think they hit rock bottom. They're just making a lot less than probably what they've made before. I don't think they've hit rock bottom. Probably still makes a generous amount. I don't know. Bappa knows what's on the market, just not available to public.
I have a lot of that in me, but there's ways to. They have these fucking pills where you will start putting on muscle.
No, I'm telling you, it's available right now
with 0 side effects.
I don't know if it's available to everybody, but it's on the market. I know for a fact.
Yeah, but this is not a peptide.
No, but the myo inhibitor, they have that.
Is that right?
It's out.
Huh.
It's out.
Really?
Again, I don't know if it's available to the masses, but you can get it.
Wow. There you go. That makes sense. If it's an experimentation.
I know people on it right now.
Really?
Yep.
There you have it.
Not available to the masses. You need to stress that, by the way. He needed you to know that he has information on things that are being developed or currently trialing or currently out there, stealth mode, that you don't have access to. Oh, yeah. Okay. We get it, brother. We fucking get it. Fucking hell. My balls are getting bat wings just watching this. Okay, don't do that. What's that one, actually? What is this?
All right, so you go to the second level for the video cutoff. You got Tfatk case.
Oh, you see that already? You've seen that too.
Powerful bunch.
Big up Casey Shuffle.
Thanks for letting us know what a myo inhibitor is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Big up Casey. View count is Trouble B. We're in the end game. To be fair, the view channel's always been quite low views anyway, to be fair. But I'm also wondering, maybe their view channel isn't low, but maybe what's happening here is that this is a better reflection of what their views would be like if they didn't buy views. Maybe that's what we're seeing there. With no snaz around, Chin has been promoted. Fucking hell. What is that? Is that a milk bottle or a water bottle? What the fuck is that? What's this? This ain't cloud storage. Thickboy.com website is down. Nice to see. The fall of Tfatk and 2 balconies origin story.
And by the way, if you want to become a billionaire, go ahead and let's talk about the Chin Grill.
Hold on. By the way, before we get to the Chin Grill, it's too late for Chin to die young.
I was trying to say if I die at 74, that's me live fast, die young. But yeah, Chin's old. Nice.
It's a little too late for me. Whatever. Die. That's
but Chin, you're of age to have a midlife crisis right now.
This is exactly where I'm at.
I'm shocked that if anyone in this room hasn't had a midlife crisis, it's not Chin.
Why?
I think Chin at midlife was at the peak. Like he was the height of Tfatk.
Oh yeah.
Everything was going well. So
it was amazing. Dude.
So
that was such.
Jesus Christ, Nick sneaked this in here, isn't it? Nick has kind of sneaked this in here.
He coasted right through.
Dude, that was such a wild time. I would go to literally just go to Ralph's and multiple, not at the same time, but when I go to a grocery store, go to here, they're like, dude, Fight on the Kid. I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude. I was walking out proudly and shit. Now like they're like, what's your name? What? Yeah, they don't know who I am.
They make you pay for stuff.
Yeah, they're like, well, you're Fight on the Kid. You gotta leave, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, 2 balconies?
I don't know how that caught on. That's so fucking weird.
Did you just say you had?
No. I did a vlog and I was like joking around, like I sip a coffee on my first balcony.
You weren't joking around. You were being serious. He's trying to retcon it, but he was being entirely serious.
Sip coffee on my second balcony, and then that just fucking.
That's hilarious.
Why that though? That makes no sense
really
to me.
Funny. If I had 2 balconies, I'd drink coffee on both of them too.
No, I was saying you have my.
Some people flex their accomplishments, their kids, but Chin flexes 2 balconies. It'd be good if he flexed it and it actually got him somewhere too, but it doesn't so far. But yeah, big up Chin. Big up Chin and his 2 balconies. Big up Nick. Doing his best to be an on-air personality, which probably might end up happening, to be fair. Yeah, maybe he might play a more integral role in Tfatk going forward, especially if Chin goes back to fucking Texas. Kinda crazy. Big up the stream chat. If you're still here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Maybe think about becoming a member so we can hit this 500 member goal by the end of the 31 days, all that good shit. Next, Chin has fake hair.
Wait, so how often do you shower, Nick? I mean, as far as
Every
like
day.
your hair, your shampoo, your hair.
Once a week.
Really, just once a week?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
What you got?
What the
let me take
hell
it again.
was that, Marcus?
I stumbled on my words. I'm around once, maybe twice a week.
Yeah,
let
I guess we're on
the
the same
oil
page then.
seepage.
What about you,
know?
Case?
Once a week.
Yeah,
I only do once a week because I have fake hair, and it's just it's a bitch. By the way, we were talking about.
So do you fake shampoo?
You have
it?
fake hair?
Remember, I told you that I put hair fibers.
He
to
puts Parmesan cheese,
basically
spray painted black on his hair.
You do that stuff from like the 90s.
Do you guys all shower with your?
So by the way, that makes sense because remember before I said, I don't know if I said it before, but I remember whenever I would zoom in and watch his vlogs, I would always see his hair and think it looked kind of clumpy and dusty and shit and not washed. But I guess what I was seeing wasn't dandruff, wasn't dried up gel. It was actually the fucking little flakes in his hair that he kind of shakes on there, like fucking pepper and shit. I remember using that type of shit when I was doing some extra work. Actually, I did some extra work, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they might have applied some glue to my forehead or somewhere to fill out some gaps, or maybe it was on my beard or something. I remember, and then they poured this. They kind of sprinkled this like black thing. Maybe it is hair follicle or something. I don't know what it is, and it kind of helps to fill in some parts of your hair. But then it still has this kind of like dry, peppery, shakery type of look to it from up close. So yeah, that's what he's doing. Which obviously explains why his hair looks that way. It's a bit grayish and weird at the top. Fucking hell, Chin. He's a weird guy, isn't it? Very, very strange individual.
Your girlfriends?
No.
Or you just said you showered with her and she was shaving you.
Oh, that's different. I'm just saying, hey, you want to come in and shave me? The shower's not even on.
Oh, so she's okay. So you guys don't shower with your girls?
No. I think shower sex is overrated. I think it's cumbersome.
Not the sex, just to shower because it's like a romantic, like bonding kind of thing. You guys don't do that. You don't do that.
Look, I don't shower with girls and shit, but like, do people shower with significant others just to shower and not to fuck? Or is Chin like a freak? What? Surely the shower thing is like a precursor to some hanky-panky, no? Chin just wants to be in there and actually have his partner wash him. Like, he wants to be washed properly. He wants to be scrubbed. That's why he's in there. Don't touch my dick. Don't touch my dick. Hands off, please. Hands off. Jesus Christ. Chin is an interesting fellow.
You don't do that.
Not regularly, no.
But you've done
it.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been asked, especially with my ex-girlfriend, I'm like, I can't do it. And I'm like, because if you saw what happens when I shower, if I put shampoo in my hair, it'll be a disaster zone, like of black fibers all over the fucking bottom of the tub. It's fucking disgusting. That's why I lost out on that.
Is Chin trying to say the reason why he lost his girlfriend, the reason why Jobo broke up with him is because he wouldn't shower with her? Because of the spray thing. What about just stop using the hairspray? What about just go for a buzz cut and stop using the fucking hair pepper? What about that, mate? You got a girlfriend? Like, what?
Bonding moment with my girl.
It's not that bonding, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
girls
about.
really, I mean,
They
at least
do,
the ones
they
that I
do.
know, they
They
really
seem to
want
love it.
Yeah, and her best friend, or one of her best friends.
Girls love it, do they? Do all girls love going in the shower with? I don't think so. Maybe they should call a girl while they're talking about this sort of topic, isn't it?
She even trims her husband's pubes. Like,
What?
That's how
That's
they.
too much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
What? What the fuck are you doing?
It's
Well,
just
that's
a
weird.
bonding. It's a bonding
Chin.
thing. Like,
That's not.
by the way, I don't want that done either. But showering, I'm cool with if I had regular hair.
The more you hear of Chin, the more you see of him, the more you realize why he's single at 50, innit? You get it, man. You fucking get it, because What a nightmare, isn't it? What a fucking nightmare. If it's not just him just being a little bit nasty, it's also just a like childlike image. I don't think it works on men. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on men. I think women is kind of endearing and cute, but it doesn't work if you're a man and you're a bit of a ditz. You're a bit like naive. You're a bit clueless. You know, bordering on like bimbo, dumb vibes. Like it's not cute. I think it only unfortunately works good on a woman. Chin just seems like Chin seems like, you know, yeah. He seems special. I wonder if other people pick up on it as well. He seems very, very special. Jesus Christ. What else? Actually, let's do a bit of tea. There's a bit of gold now, isn't it? Let's skip ahead and do a bit of golden hour. So let me go to the front of the thing. Bear with me a second here. Let's skip ahead and do a little bit of golden hour. I think there might be some golden hour clips I can react to right here. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Golden hour. There we go, right there. Bappa walks around with shit streaks in his pants for multiple days at a time.
We're gone for a weekend. You're bringing enough clothes to fit a big bag.
Yeah. Nah.
Oh, you're Sarah.
Just wash your undies.
Yeah.
Just wash your undies in the sink. It's a camping dog.
I just got a vision of that.
Do you think people enjoy having Eric Griffin around because he laughs at all your jokes? Or is it really annoying? Like, what is do you think it's a tick as well and not him just... Do you feel I misinterpret the laugh? It's not him being like... It's not him being a beg. It's actually just a tick he has. Because what is that full mouth open, head leant back? Because Brennan says he washes his undies in the sink. Is that really that funny? Like, whole mouth open. Whole mouth was open.
Nah.
Oh, you're Sarah.
Just wash your undies.
Yeah.
Just wash your undies in the sink.
Like, really? Full teeth on display. Head back. Eyes closed. Because he says wash your undies in the sink.
It's a camping dog.
I just got a vision of that, just bringing into fucking like it's prison. You know what I mean? He makes his own wine in the toilet.
And I'll get some hooch. No, I get some fucking streaks in my undies too. I wear more than one day. I'll be honest.
Ew.
I used to, you know what? I got to tell you, I never used to take enough underwear.
No, we know Eric does it.
Now Rachel, because of Rachel, she was like, yeah, she goes, you have to take like 2 underwears per day.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And I go,
oh, no.
What?
Well, he does.
No.
I go, what are you talking about? I don't do that.
You have to.
Hey, Eric, are you like me, only dark-colored underwear?
Yeah, I shit and pee on myself all the time.
Oh,
me too. Only dark-colored underwear for me. And I prefer camo, to be honest.
Pee on myself all the time, he said.
I don't know why he's bragging about that, to be honest. I don't know why he's bragging about that. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't brag about that. So Brendan doesn't believe in bringing extra bits of underwear or extra pairs of underwear with him on a trip. Don't worry, like, what? So what, does he wear the same pair of underwear the entire weekend is on a trip? The entire weekend? With it being super hot as it is, I would have sex anyway. Fucking hell. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Chris better be careful. Papa might volume punch him.
Ever tried one of those things? You put them because you use them for racing. Like when I race, so you don't have to stop. You take it looks like a condom, but they're extra tight, and it's a fucking condom connected to a hose, but it's super tight.
Wow.
Mine came off within 2 minutes of racing, and I just pissed my.
It looks like a condom, but it's extra tight. Aren't condoms super tight anyway? Condoms, no. What can be tighter than a condom?
Pants.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably also because you were like rolling the truck.
How long were you racing?
You know what I mean?
What's up?
How long did you go for a race?
He didn't like that joke, did he? Brendan didn't like that joke from Eric. He didn't enjoy that. He's very, that's why another reason again, which I've said in previous times, why he probably quit stand-up comedy. He doesn't enjoy being laughed at. He takes it quite personally when he gets laughed at. He almost gets offended it kind of, it feels like he's being picked on or something. He does not like it when he's about the jokes. So yeah, that's probably why he quit stand-up. He couldn't take the abuse from the fucking TRX flipping thing. It's so interesting. He did not like that joke from Eric. He literally pretended like he didn't hear it.
Race.
Oh, the lap's like 4 hours, dude. And you got to pee. I drink so much fucking Diet Coke. I had to piss every fucking 20 minutes. So I just pissed my pants.
Why did you do 4 hours of racing?
What's happening? Why is Chris being so pissy with Brendan lately? Something happened behind the scenes. Is he maybe making more money now, Chris, on his own thing? He doesn't really need Tfatk as much. What's going on? Why is he being so cunty towards the guy recently? Fucking hell.
It's what it takes, man. 6 laps.
Yeah, but
4
you're
hours
not
each.
a racer.
Yeah, me racer.
Now?
Me racer.
Well, okay.
Jesus Christ. You could cut the tension with a fucking knife. What the fuck's going on between those two? Do you think they had an argument before this recording started? You think on some sort of fight? That's why they're talking to each other like this. Jesus Christ.
They got to piss, man. How do you think NASCAR guys do it?
No, I understand they do it, dude. I'm not like fucking but they don't show that part in Speed Racer, you know? The car in the car. Hey, I gotta pee.
Oh, Chris D'Elia's really letting it hang, in it. He's really fucking firing shots. Ever since Brendan announced he's going to leave, he's been really turning up the fucking insults and whatnot. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay. Next one. Bappa not getting invites to the mothership still.
They just had a musical act at the mothership.
Mothership.
What's his name?
Yeah, homeboy who sings Rich Men from North.
Yeah. Did you go?
Virginia.
Dude, that guy's huge.
Did you go?
I didn't realize how tall that guy was. He's standing next to Adam Egan. He has a picture with Adam Egan. This guy's like 6'4", 6'5", or something like that. This guy's huge.
Bro, I wouldn't go if Michael Jackson came out of the grave and performed.
Oh, really?
I don't give a fuck. No.
What are you talking about? Is he talking about the mothership or is he talking about the O2? What are you talking about there? I'm not too sure, but yeah. Hilarious. I wonder why he's not even going to the mothership just to go and hang out and watch some shows. Yes, you're not going to get invited. Yes, especially now you quit stand-up. Surely you just go there and watch the show. Like, I don't know. Seems like a weird thing to do. But hey, there's Brendan for ya. There's fucking Brendan for ya. Schaub trying to get the guys to do a live show and Chris ain't having it. Okay.
Eric, when are you at the mothership?
Oh, I just did it, so it's probably not going to be till next year. But I want to do like an Eric and Friends or whatever it is like that. I could get out there, or we do it someplace else. I don't know, but we want to come out.
The Vulcan.
We need to come out and come out there just to be with you there. You know, your show us around.
And we could do a live show at the Vulcan or something. That'd be dope.
Yeah, let's do that. I like it. Live show,
whatever.
Wow, he doesn't want to do it. Look at the fucking body language too. Arms crossed. He does not want to do it. Yeah, whatever. He does not want to do the live Golden Hour show at the Vulcan. No, thank you. Shit. Weird enough, it might probably be his most packed crowd. Oddly enough, if they get all three of them to go in a theater somewhere, they'll probably get a sold out crowd. I reckon. But yeah, it's hilarious. No foundry, no. Let's press play.
Oh, Chris doesn't seem into it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No, I
fine.
am into it.
I don't like your attitude.
No,
Fuck it.
I was thinking about something else.
Go get some diapers.
I was thinking about how I have to get this natural remedy thing that the doctor told me. It's called Umka. Sorry.
For what? You're pissed?
Unbelievable. Thanks for watching Golden Hour. See you next week.
Go piss your pants.
All right, see you guys.
Brutal show. It was so bad with Chris and Eric. They had to rehire Brendan. They had to put him back in position. Fucking wild if you think about it. Absolutely weird. Cool. And that's basically about it, isn't it? It's basically about it. One more. Come on. One more. No, let's leave it there. let's leave it there for now. What else I want to check out? I'll do more of that one tomorrow. What else we see here? Yeah, let's check out quickly this Joke World video. Let's do this Joke World video quickly. Joke World video. Dave Chappelle's had enough. Big up Joke World. Big up Blood Clot Joke World.
We got to build a culture that's better than the culture that they're feeding us. And no matter what our government or our media says, we keep our wits about us. This shit right here, us having places to meet, pushing the best of our culture forward.
Oh, is that his club?
This shit is gonna work. Fuck politics.
Oh, that's
all you guys gotta do is come out here and
that's his club, isn't it? That was fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. He has rappers and stuff. 50 Cent, Kid Cudi, I saw there. That's pretty sick.
support the culture that you love. This is my last stand, and I beg you all to rock with me. I'm gonna try and do something that's better than great.
For the last 2 years, Dave Chappelle has been quietly inviting some of the best entertainers in the world to perform by his side in a tiny firehouse 20 minutes outside of Dayton, Ohio, in his hometown of Yellow Springs for an event called the Soundcheck Series that has been carefully documented along the way, but never released to the public. Last night, Jimmy Carr performed at the YS Firehouse for another episode of the Soundcheck Series that I can honestly say was one of the best comedy or entertainment shows I've ever seen in my life.
Holy shit, big praise. Big fucking praise. I quite like that. I like the design of it as well, I'm not gonna lie. I like the design of the actual comedy club itself. That's fucking big fucking praise. Best comedy show I've ever been at my entire life.
Witnessing Dave Chappelle perform on a stage he built in front of a small group of people who he seems to trust is genuinely insane, especially the first time that he walks out and doesn't get a standing ovation like you'd expect to see if Dave Chappelle dropped into literally any other 200-seat room on the planet. But in Yellow Springs, most of the audience members truly look at him as one of their neighbors. Everyone always says that it's common for people in Yellow Springs to run into Dave Chappelle at the grocery store or the gas station, which I always assumed was somewhat of an exaggeration until the last day that I was there. He actually drove right past me while I was parking with his wife in the car, which was pretty cool. Because of this direct involvement in the community, when Chappelle is on stage at his club, it honestly feels like a two-way conversation with the funniest man on earth, even though he's the only one talking. If you haven't sat in those seats, it's impossible to explain the feeling of Dave Chappelle looking you in the eyes from 6 feet away, making jokes about things he actually cares about, to people that he feels a sense of community with inside of a building that he created from scratch to be the perfect room.
Oh, look at that. Brendan's got hope. There's hope for Brendan. That comedy club was formerly a garage. Brendan has hope to turn his garage into a studio one day.
Sense of community with inside of a building that he created from scratch.
See that? It was once a fucking garage. Brendan, if you're watching, use Dave Chappelle as an example. You too could one day turn your garage into a proper studio.
Scratch to be the perfect room for comedy. I could go on and on about the actual show experience and quoting funny things that were said, but it's really not possible to do this show justice. The entire experience is so carefully curated. From the moment you walk in, there's a DJ and lights setting the vibe while people get drinks, and the phones being locked up encourages conversation. The continued swelling of intensity of the music and lights adds to the anticipation for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, big up Josie. Wild one. Brendan don't have the money or the drive to do that. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a really good point. I forgot about that. That little small detail about money, innit? That little detail about money.
Until Dave Chappelle walks out on stage and does about 40 minutes of stand-up riffing about current events before bringing up Jimmy Carr, who did about 70 minutes by himself. Sick. And another half hour on stage with Dave after we had already given them a standing O. So we were all actually watching the last 30 minutes on our feet. Chappelle made a great joke that this is starting to look like his mega church, but in reality, we were just all scared to sit down because we didn't want them to stop. Jimmy Carr performed on Sunday, but it was a sold-out weekend of Soundcheck Series events, as Adam Ray had 2 shows on Friday and Saturday. One is Adam Ray, and one is Dr. Phil.
Oh, big up Adam Ray, man, making moves. Big up Blood Clot Adam Ray.
The Yellow Springs thing, that is super cool. Congratulations on that. How does it feel?
I hate the sleeveless hoodie though. Big up Adam Ray, but I hate your sleeveless hoodie.
To have 2 nights, one as Dr. Phil and one as Adam Ray.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing stand-up 18 years, and that is also why the Phil stuff is so fun, because having the Phil show makes me look forward to stand-up, and then vice versa. And getting to have kind of a 2-night thing is cool. And they all sold out pretty quick. And
yeah,
and
I tried to get in the queue.
Say it again.
I tried to get in the queue. It was a mess.
All right, well, we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna be nervous as shit though, and like Dave. I mean, I think Dave usually likes to host and be there, so whether he brings me up or goes on after me, hopefully goes on after me, so that I don't have to follow him at all. Although I did have to follow him in the OR once. He popped into the original room at the Comedy Store probably 10 years ago, so I was, 8 years in. He did about an hour at like maybe 11. People who were supposed to go next left, so it was me, and they're like, you're next if you want. And I remember having a moment being like, fucking don't go up. This is like, everyone's gonna leave, which a lot of people got up and left the room after. But I went up right after and made some joke about like, keep it going for Dave Chappelle, and like, can't believe, I think a lot of people have done this, like, can't believe he wanted to open for me, like, what a cool guy. And nobody really laughed at that, so that was a shitty.
Comedians are such pussies, isn't it? So a bunch of comedians who were meant to go on after Dave Chappelle didn't go on because he had such a good set, or because it's fucking Dave Chappelle and they don't want to get him. It's like, bro, who gives a fuck? Like, just go on and do your fucking set. Comedians can be so precious about their performances, isn't it? Like trying to avoid having a bad set. Like if you try to avoid having a bad set, you're gonna have a bad set. Doesn't matter who you're going after. Like, just do the fucking set and go home, man. It's not that fucking deep.
Move, but it was a good, like, I definitely got off stage being like, I'm glad again, you have to just like, not have to, from my experience, when I feel myself scared to like try a bit or do whatever, I now am trying to condition myself to like do that, because that's how you, I don't know, get better, grow, whatever, I don't know.
Is they gonna let you guys put that on YouTube, the Yellow Springs one?
I don't think we're gonna be able to tape any of them, but we'll get a lot of B-roll snapshots. I know. You and your B-roll. This guy loves B-roll. Can't shut the fuck up about it.
Like we mentioned last time, the security here is legit. At the mothership, they have the UFC and the Navy SEAL guys. Here they have about 40 people all dressed to the nines.
40 security staff. 40. Oh yeah, I forget though. Didn't Dave Chappelle have that thing with that guy? Was it Dave Chappelle? Who that guy jumped on stage and tried to stab him or something? Okay, I get why. But 40? Jesus Christ.
Some in suits, some in Chappelle jumpsuits, but it almost feels like an episode of Squid Games in there, where they have all the guards just watching you at all times. It creates kind of an intense vibe. You don't want to mess around in there. You feel like you're being watched because you are.
The pat-down prior to entering the club involved 3 different stations and multiple metal detectors, and their banned items list even goes as far
no guns,
as prohibiting paper and writing utensils. They also had a guy in the corner scanning the crowd the entire show with what looked to be like a mini telescope, which probably sounds like insane overkill at first, but it actually does make sense once you remember what Dave Chappelle has been through.
As some of you know, we did a video about this venue about a year ago during its grand opening, before it even had a name or a liquor license, and a lot of things have actually changed on the inside.
The addition of the liquor license also meant that they had to add tables, which meant less chairs and more wasted space compared to last time.
If you have a liquor license, you have to have tables. Honestly, bars, that's why, as much as I want to open my own club, it's going to be a complicated process in it. I still want to do it. I think this is definitely the end goal. So what Dave Chappelle's doing is like, it's sick, because it's like, you got all that money, you might as well just do like a fun project. Even if it's not making you money, you get to have this brand spanking new comedy club in your hometown. You get to bring all these amazing artists who would never usually perform in that town to play there. But it's a fucking ball ache, isn't it? Liquor licenses are fucking weird. You have to have tables if you have a liquor license. Like, I guess a set number of tables. Which completely changes the layout of your fucking bar or club and shit. Completely messes it up and stuff, depending on what you wanted. So annoying, isn't it?
I honestly hate comedy club tables in general because you always end up sharing a tiny tabletop with someone in front or behind you and you're trying not to knock their drinks off the table with your elbows. It's a disaster. But at the end of the day, having drinks was a net positive compared to last time, even with the tables.
The biggest negative about this venue is just how hard it is to get tickets. Unlike a normal comedy club where they try to fill every single weekend, the YS Firehouse only puts shows on sale when they want.
Every customer is limited to buying a maximum of 2 tickets, so there's no way to attend the Firehouse with a big group. As soon as this weekend of shows went on sale, I had 6 people all lined up in the queue trying to get tickets, and my buddy's girlfriend was actually the only one that ended up breaking through while the other 5 of us got stuffed. The problem with that is the ticket buyer has to be present with their ID to pick up the tickets, and it was a huge debacle for him to get the names transferred over so we could use the tickets. It honestly barely ended up happening, so be wary of that. Also, if you're looking for Firehouse tickets, make sure that you're on Ticketmaster. The people in front of us apparently bought their tickets from StubHub and paid $1,800. Ours were $170, but because
$1,800 on StubHub. No show is worth that. No show is worth that. No show. 1,800.
Because they were secondhand tickets or scalpers or whatever, they were basically told that they got scammed to their face and to step aside and some will help them soon. I don't actually know what ended up happening to those people, but because it's such a hard ticket to get and an unbelievable show experience, with the amount of people coming to see Dave Chappelle on his home stage from miles away, I bet that happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I was there throughout like the whole pandemic and it was, I mean, I hate to say like it was amazing because
oh shit, Michelle Wolf. I ain't seen her in a while. Where's she been? I feel like she's on pods a little bit. Where's she been? I haven't seen her in time.
it was a pandemic and lots of people were dying, but like the community that Dave built was really nice and it was great to be a part of. And what he's doing in Yellow Springs now is really, it's great. You know, he has his own comedy club there and he's getting comics and musicians in from everywhere. And, you know, people are driving in from like everywhere in Ohio, but also like Kentucky and Illinois, you know, like states.
Yeah.
And he's giving people an opportunity to see all these comedians and musicians on a really intimate basis. And the club is beautiful. It's like your dream comedy club. It's
Whoa.
really cool. He does a lot for his community. It's great to see him use his influence and his like literally his own money to do that.
Yeah, it's
more people should do that, by the way. That's way more fun. Like I said previously, when I was growing up, that's not one thing I loved my parents were doing for me and my brothers. When it was ever our birthday, they'd always give us money so we could then spend the money to take our friends out for dinner and shit and pay for everyone's meals, you know? It was super fun. So you got to celebrate your birthday, but you also got to like treat your friends to a meal. Maybe at Nando's, maybe somewhere, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Same with this. Like if you become insanely wealthy, insanely rich, maybe you owe it to humanity to kind of give back. You know what I mean? Do something. Do a selfless act. Dip your hand in your pocket and just do something for the sake of doing it, just for shits and giggles. Because I'm sure the Mothership and the Firehouse, both of these clubs, I'm sure they probably cost way more to run than what they make. I'm pretty sure, especially Rogan's club, because everyone keeps fucking sucking him off about how much he pays. Everyone's like, oh my god, he pays so well. He pays way above what he even worth. He flies everybody out. Puts you in a hotel, so most likely both of those clubs are, if not breaking even, they're losing money, which is, you know, but again, they're owned by, you know, legit nearly billionaires, so, you know, fuck it. You're not gonna take your money with you anyway. You might as well do something fun.
It's insane. I went one time last year on the day of the eclipse, and it was the best entertainment thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's 2 feet away from you on stage, just like riffing about the eclipse and just what it was crazy. That is, and also he only opens it when he wants to, which is like the money part. It's like that's not a good investment to make.
No, but be fair. I like Red Bar, but be fair. Like, if Red Bar exists and he's like the ultimate hater, there needs to be an ultimate glazer. I think the opposites need to exist. There needs to be a person who just loves comedy podcasts, who loves all comedians, doesn't have a negative word to say about anybody, kind of runs kind of, you know, PR for them in a way. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. I don't think there's any problem with it. I think they should all coexist, but I think it's lame to be like, oh no, he shouldn't be around me. It's like, no, man. If you enjoy Red Bar, then I'm sure there are people out there that kind of enjoy this type of content, you know? It's all good. we can all coexist.
Make a club in Yellow Springs.
He's really doing it for the art of it and not for the like, all right, we got to fill all these weekends, which by the way, he could also easily do, you know, like.
It's very cool. So yeah, I would definitely
But
want
it's
to do
great. Yeah, he's really trying to curate something and make it a really cool experience, which I think we've both seen it to be exactly that.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing that makes the Firehouse such a magical place is just the juxtaposition of the fame and status of Dave Chappelle owning a state-of-the-art comedy club that sticks out like a sore thumb in the small, humble community of Yellow Springs. I am from the great state of Ohio, so this type of terrain is nothing new to me personally, but one of the huge advantages that the YS Firehouse has when it comes to comedy is the demographic and mix of people who make up that area, basically being half hippies and half farmers. Or as Dave Chappelle put it, they're fix-their-own-car whites, not stock market whites, and a lot of different viewpoints are represented in that crowd.
Chappelle was telling me about the history of Yellow Springs, and he said, oh, it's interesting because this town is a microcosm for America. It's got the same makeup as America, roughly speaking, so they used it to test a lot of stuff. Like he said, when I...
What?
The McRib. They tested the McRib there. So when he was a kid, they had the McRib. But he thought it was everywhere, but it was just there where they tested it and went, okay, that works.
The YS Firehouse and the Comedy Mothership have completely different goals and serve completely different purposes, so there's really no reason to compare them to each other besides the fact that they're both...
I definitely need to go to both. I want to experience and see both of them. That's on my bucket list for sure. I'm sure one of them's probably gonna end up disappointing me. I'm not sure which one it will be, but I'm eager to see both. I'm eager to see the security press as well, like, because both are kind of gnarly, innit? They fucking scan your ID, deep searches, metal detectors, pat downs. Like, god damn, police state.
Owned by famous comedians, but I will say the crowd in Chappelle's club seems to be a better representation of the country as a whole. These are real people coming to hear all sorts of different jokes and ideas, and not big city folks living in political bubbles or groups of bachelor parties checking the mothership off their bucket list. So from a comedy perspective, you really do have to earn...
Was that a sneak diss? Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said? That was a sneak diss, isn't it? I feel attacked.
It with every member of the audience, with the exception of one person, because I'm pretty sure Chance the Rapper was sitting in the very back by the sound booth and then immediately went to the green room as soon as Dave got off stage. But for the most part, just because you're performing at Dave Chappelle's comedy club doesn't mean you're going to be shooting crabs in a bucket as a comedian. It was pretty clear that the Yellow Springs crowd did not fully understand the worldwide fame of Jimmy Carr when he first got on stage. And coming right off the personalized storytelling style of Dave Chappelle connecting with everyone on another level, the first 15 minutes of Jimmy Carr one-liners were not getting what they deserved until he took a moment to check in with the crowd and ask if anyone had any questions or heckles. And after resetting the room, proceeded to go on such a roll that as an audience member, it was hard to breathe for the rest of the show. And walking out of there, your cheeks literally hurt from laughing. Pause. I mean your face.
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said, I'm gonna leave it there. That was beyond AO. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm glad he said pause. Because I was like, what? Like, god damn it, Joke World. But I'm glad he said it. Big up Joke World. Big up Joke World. Check out the rest of the video. The title of the video is here. You can see it. Let them a little likey there. Dave Chappelle has had enough. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Joke World's doing some good shit out there. Joke World's doing some good shit out there. Anyways, my friends, that's it for me. That is it from me. That is it from me. That is it from me. Thank you for tuning in to the Random Show, episode number 420, day number 5 of 31. We're trying to hit 500 members by the end of the 31 days. So keep on joining me until we get to the end. Until we get to the end, okay? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of you so much. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Join if you want to become a member. The link down below as well later on whenever you want. That'd be greatly appreciated. Make a post on the community page of the channel. You can find it on the channel page, I think. Maybe on your phone. Is it available on the phone or is it just on the thing? Let me see on my phone. Yep, you can view the community place on your phone if you want to. Leave a post. Let me know what you think. All that good shit. Yeah, man. Appreciate everyone. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.